The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Monday, June 7th, 2021, years after zero. Fresh off a massive sports weekend. How are you doing? Hope you are fantastic. Hope you had a great weekend. A lot of things happened, okay? A lot of things happened. We can talk about how, Uncle COVID came into the sports world one last time and said, no, to you, John Rahm. Let's remember that this all started at a Utah Jazz game. If you go back in time, whenever we were introduced to what the sports world could potentially look like with old coronavirus in town, the PA announcer for the Utah Jazz goes, "Oh, everybody needs to get the fuck out of the building." And everybody, what? Do not panic, but everybody get the fuck out of here as fast as you possibly can. We're all going to die. Do not panic. There was yelling. There was everything like that. It was like, hello, COVID in America. Then March Madness, everything happened that had followed suit. I think we just saw. Now, there are going to be people that are going to be mad at me, but I think we just got to witness here a couple days ago the curtain call.
Swan song.
The swan song. The whenever you come out after the concert's over. What's it?
The encore.
The encore. I think we just saw the encore presentation of COVID taking John Rahm's non-vaccinated ass straight out of a couple $1 million he was supposed to win. 6-shot lead this guy had.
Ooh, yeah.
6-shot lead he had to win a couple $1 million over in Ohio playing a game he loves, golf. In a world in which we all thought we beat COVID, the cicadas were there.
Yep.
They were loud. These cicada sons of bitches, by the way, we will talk about them at some point. I understand there's probably insect people that love insects and bugs. These cicadas, okay? These might be the worst thing ever created on Earth.
Gotta go.
17 years these sons of bitches were in the ground. They come out, they start yelling loud at everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess they duplicate, then duplicate, then duplicate. So the yelling, the crowd is like a snowball. It only gets louder and louder and louder and louder. And then I guess a lot of them die. I see them all over my fucking yard. I hear them all day doing whatever they're doing. I guess they're just going to go back down in the ground for 17 years and come back.
That's right.
I mean, pretty good rib, I guess, good gimmick. But we need to potentially think about flamethrowers,
all of them,
within the next 17 years.
Saw them down.
Right into the ground. You know what I mean? Now, probably not great for, global warming and everything if we're all just taking, flamethrowers to the ground.
Sure.
But they're only in certain areas. We know where they are. My house, big. Nick's house, huge.
Everywhere.
I believe most of Indiana now, since they've been fucking like rabbits, have kind of got taken over. There's a couple OG spots they will go to. There also this Memorial Golf Tournament. Oh. They were loud over there. Okay, so we need to go into the dirt over there, knock them out. But with all that being said, the cicadas, there was crowds there.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big crowds there. There's been crowds there. There's been crowds all over the place. And we'll talk about, last night, obviously, there was a crowd there. There's been crowds in everything. WWE July 16th in Houston, Friday Night SmackDown, by the way. I think it's sold out. We should see. There's John Rahm, though. Hey. You remember that thing we were worried about there for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Don't really think about it anymore? You got it. You're fucking out of here.
Oh, man.
What? I literally just walked off the green. You got to tell me this right now? Yeah, right. You're fucking out of here, pal.
Good
Okay, see you
round,
later. Yeah, you lose. Yeah, the couple $1 million you probably already spent. That you don't get it. Go home.
See ya.
See ya. I'm gonna start crying. Yeah, do it. Fucking cry right now.
You should.
I'm on TV. Aren't we on TV right now? Yeah, cry right now.
Do it.
This is what COVID did to you. Remember that. Get the fuck out of here. John Rahm has come out and said he understands, and he's just happy him and his family are safe. Hey, John, you're not actually. Hey, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying is you're not. By the way, I don't think you're supposed to be around your family right now, John.
Probably not.
You're supposed to go into a COVID cave. I mean, it is insane that there is a vaccine available for people, and we're still potentially kicking somebody out of a tournament for getting it. But I guess it's the way the protocols are. We're in a time that it doesn't make any sense. But I'd assume, hey, John, we hope you survive this.
Good luck, John.
Good round, too.
Hey, great
tournament.
You were fucking hitting the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
There was people in the office, Tone Diggs to be specific, that was asking, does COVID make you better at golf? Because remember, there were some people throughout this COVID thing, they would get COVID and then something great would happen to them afterwards. It's like, okay, so does COVID mean you get in shape? Like,
Good luck.
And in this particular case, I don't want people to fall into the trap, of just recency bias here. COVID does not mean you're going to win a golf tournament.
No.
And I want to let you know, I did look into it because I got $20 million on the line.
Right.
I just thought to myself, well, you saw how Rahm's playing with COVID. I've heard of no other PGA guys that have played with COVID. I know they weren't leading a goddamn tournament if they were.
6 strokes?
Does COVID make you better at golf? I thought about it. I will not use that to get the $20 million from AJ Hawk for our Champions Tour Top 50 bet. But I am happy to hear that John Rahm understands the severity of this and is going to lock it down for the next 14 to 17 days. Won't make eye contact with anybody because remember, that is how COVID can. And he will also not be around his family. So we hope you survive, though, John.
Good luck, John. You get some swings in this weekend, speaking of that 20 mil?
I did. I mean, at Boston Connor, thanks for asking. Ty Schmidt, thanks for, being a part of this massive COVID conversation. I know you've been here since the inception of the COVID conversation.
Oh, yeah. You bet.
As we all have. I did get some swings in. When you're watching golf, it's hard not to do golf.
Get the itch.
You know what I mean? And you're watching Colin Morikawa, by the way, he benefited, obviously, from the John Rahm falling, but boy, just in extra holes, huh?
I know.
You want the extra holes.
Two.
And he loses it to old buddy there that, of course, we have heard of in the past. Good
Patty
for him.
Cantlay.
Big congrats to Cantlay. Can't do it, Morikawa, but Cantlay can get a win out there. We could talk about that all day because COVID came in and took probably its last sports victim when it comes to not death, but just events, you know what I mean? And we're pulling forward, and we are not celebrating it. We did not celebrate too early that COVID was over.
No.
Now, we did celebrate before a guy got banned from a tournament for COVID, so did we all potentially celebrate too early? Whatever. It feels like now that we got that out of the way, we did beat
We did.
It was the
last
So we can talk about that all day, and that's why I wanted to lead off with this, because, hey, that's a big deal. I think we just saw the last real sports elbow from COVID, to John Rahm. It was like from Utah to Ohio.
Yeah,
man.
And all the sporting events in between. I mean, feels like we saw the last dance of COVID there. And, hey, fucking don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
See you later.
All right, come on, keep it moving there. Could talk about that. That's huge.
Yeah.
Could talk about last night. I mean, massive sporting event.
Yeah.
Two things last night that were three things that were massive last night. If you count the NHL playoffs that are dead, but if you do talk about that, the Bruins still alive. Congratulations,
back.
Golden Knights are maybe back. That's happening. The United States wins this tournament that just got started this year. Whatever. We beat the shit out of Mexico.
Hell yeah!
Hey, listen. I didn't know this thing was happening. I didn't know the United States was playing Mexico in the championship of the CONCACAF Nations final or whatever. It's like, okay, here we go. All right, so we're not invited to the Euros. We're not allowed in the Champions League over there, but we're allowed to play in CONCACAF, which is the Confederacy of Canada, Dahn,
North America.
To... what's that?
The Confederacy of North America.
It's something. I know it stands for
Association.
But anyways, it's Canada. It's us. I believe it's the entire Central America.
Yeah.
And I think also potential.
I
don't know. But I do know we play other countries that are in our hemisphere. Not because there's some that potentially
that are below actually.
left of Europe.
Okay.
There you go.
North of.
Argentina?
I think so. That's who we were playing against. And we fucking made it to the championship, dude.
Yeah, we did.
Played against Mexico. I did not know this was happening. I was awaiting the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight like the rest of the world. I had seen Ocho get Dahn in there. By the way, mad respect. Ocho.
Hats off.
Attaboy, Ocho.
Hey, man. He represented the NFL community out there.
Oh, yeah.
There's been some basketball players that have gone out there and fought, didn't do great. Okay. There are some other people. And in this particular night, I mean, Mitt picked
Doing
the
him
photo.
dirty
Come
there.
on,
I
Mitt.
didn't know this was going to be the photo. Literally did not see this graphic before we went on air. This is kind of fucked up, actually.
Jeez.
Come on, Mitt.
Mitt's like, oh, I was there for Moneybag Yo, dude. Anyways, Ocho, this is bullshit, actually. I do not like that was up there and chosen by Mitt. Ocho put on a hell of a performance.
Yeah.
And I don't know what anybody expected out of him.
He was quick on his feet.
Always has been.
Sweet feet.
I mean, Sweet Feet's going to get in there. And if you watch Floyd fight, by the way, Floyd is very, because you know a lot of those boxers, you hear them talk, and I'm just saying this because I'm in the virtual reality Oculus world. You know, you only have to you only have to duck like a punch, like by like an eighth of an inch or whatever, because it saves you time or whatever. I like the Floyd is like no. This big, look how big those fucking arms are. He was doing like a full jump up like you would if you were to Olay a bull at some points. Ocho was incredible though. Landed some punches. I don't know if the landing spot was there or whatever. I'd be dead tired half a round in, 4 rounds, performed well. Flex, got knocked on his ass.
Yeah.
Kind of had a learning lesson.
It looked
in
like he
there.
got punched in the neck, too, right in the jugular.
Well, yeah, I think it was on the side though too. I'm not sure.
He popped up though. I was nervous that he might go down for a little, but he was up right away. Like, hey, no, let's keep this going.
Yeah, Ocho is a showman too, and he's also in football. I think he has potentially had those moments where you get knocked down and it's like, oh shit, there's a lot of people watching. He actually had one with Ray Lewis. It's kind of on the thing where you get up immediately. I was super impressed with Ocho, and just getting in there is insane. Oculus box, getting punched in the real face, much different. What were you going to say?
It was also, like, I don't know if it was as bad during his fight as it was later in the night, but they're in that open stadium. Like, they had to keep wiping down the ring. Like, the footing was slick and stuff. Like, I can't imagine how hard it would be to deal with that on top of everything else, too.
Hey, Miami, you know. Party in the city where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. It is probably rainy.
Yeah.
It's like something, you know, we all loved the thought of Miami going down. I said it was going to be hot. I said, I'm not going. I would love to go. I'd love to be able to go. Sounds like a massive event. I'm a sweater, though. Okay, I'm not going to Miami in the middle of June. I'm just not going to do it. Had to play down there. Sat next to the fan, face towards it, so I was facing towards the crowd the entire time down there. It's hot. Did not think about the rain, but it does rain on a regular basis, and it's not necessarily forever, but it's definitely going to rain almost because of how hot and humid it is. I think they still put on a hell of a show, but while I was waiting for Floyd and Logan, I heard about the United States and Mexico over there.
Yeah.
I go over there, turn on the game, I see the kickoff. I didn't see Clint Dempsey, but I saw Clint Dempsey debuted on the talking thing. And
The
also,
pre-show,
the pre-show.
Wild pre-show.
Wild pre-show. Hey, the soccer pre-shows are fucking doing it now. I was a part of a WWE kickoff pre-show with NXT numerous times. That was kind of my introduction. We've all seen the kickoff shows for football, and football is pretty physical sport, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody's ever seen a kickoff show like the soccer one. Last night, the host was told that another person on the panel, listen to this passion, would choke her if she said that this was a home game for America, okay? And I was like, hey, listen, that's a lot of passion, pal. Don't know how that slips out of your mouth ever, especially on TV. But I only saw the clip. I didn't see it live. But Clint Dempsey, legendary soccer player, he just kind of disappeared for a couple years. He was on it, didn't see any of that, okay? Didn't get a chance. Saw it on the internet. A lot of people saw it on the internet.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to continue to see that. Insane. She handled that, by the way, in an incredible fashion. I don't know. I saw a little bit of it. I didn't see the whole thing. But I watched the kickoff. A minute and 11 seconds into that thing, we're passing the ball to Mexico and giving up a goal, okay?
Jeez.
We're down 1-0 in this thing. Everybody's dancing on our face. And the point the guy was trying to make, not Howie or whatever he was thinking, it was very pro-Mexico.
Yeah, not a home game.
It was not a home game. It was not a home game at all. So I put out a tweet. I was like, is this our good soccer team? Because we've had two teams now at this point at the men's level. We've had like the team that's good that played last night, and then we had the team that wouldn't qualify us for the Olympics or World Cup playing at the same time because a lot of our good guys are over in Europe and can't make all the games. So whenever I think that Reyna scored and then Pulisic comes in, and then I don't know who he is, but Ethan Horvath getting that save on that last PK,
Unbelievable.
120th minute. Put him in the pipes all the time. We're winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
We got it. So that was happening. That was a nice little treat. I thought we were just going to watch Logan and Floyd battle it out on a Sunday night. You know, I didn't expect a Sunday night. Normally it's WWE nights. Here we got boxing. We'll talk more about that. It was a show.
Yeah.
Floyd actually said, I retired from boxing. I didn't retire from entertainment, though. So if I want to make quick $30 million on my shorts, my mask, and my hat, I'm going to do that. Absolutely loved it. I enjoyed it. I watched it, as did many people. But that's not the big story of the day.
No.
I talked for 17 minutes there about basically everything else to let you know that while I was speaking about all that, there was only one thing that just kept popping into my mind, and that's Julio Jones wearing a Tennessee Titans jersey. Julio Jones was traded yesterday from the Atlanta Falcons to the Tennessee Titans alongside a 6th-round pick. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah. A 6th-round pick is coming back, and he's giving their Tennessee Titans are giving up a 2nd and a future 4th, as in the next year. And Julio Jones and a 6th-round pick is in the conversation. I said that every team was going to hear what was inevitably going to be traded for Julio Jones, and their fans are going to go, how the fuck did we not get Julio Jones? Especially if you're a team that has a lot of money left, especially if you're a team that's very aggressive, especially if you're a team that's trying to court a quarterback potentially. Yeah. It seems like the market, from what we're hearing since this, wasn't that big of a market for Julio Jones. We'll talk to a guy right now who broke the news. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport.
Yeah! Ratchy!
Ian, what? So now the fallout begins of this whole trade. You know what I mean? A 2nd and a future 4th, as in the year following, and then what? A 6th round in Julio Jones or something like that. I don't forget how the whole thing went in there. It was originally reported, not by you, but it was a 2nd and a 5th and something like that. But how did we get to a 2nd and a future 4th being the worth? And how many people were in this? And how long did you know it was going to be the Titans?
Okay, so I had a sense probably last week that it was going to be the Titans, even though they hadn't really spoken in a while. As far as I could tell, that was the only real 2nd rounder that they had on the table, right? Like, it was, I know everyone talked about, like, are they going to get a 1? Like, they didn't get close to a 1. They got a 2, which is a real firm 2. Like, it's not a conditional anything. It's an actual 2nd rounder. And I didn't get the sense that they got that from anywhere else. So I thought it was going to be the Titans. I knew it was going to be the Titans probably about 9:15 Sunday morning. Then you just want to, you like to wait until these deals are actually done before it gets reported. But that's when I knew it was going to be the Titans. And it makes sense. So it was like, at that point, it was going to be a 2 and then a something else. It was going to be a 2 and a pick swap, or maybe a 5, or maybe a 6. And so they ended up swapping some late round picks just to get a little more value. I thought it was a pretty nice deal by the Falcons. Like, they had a guy who played half the season last year.
Is that Aaron? Is that Aaron news?
It is. Hold on.
It is.
It is not Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, tell him we said what's up. Tell Miles Teller to
Yeah,
take
no,
it
that
easy.
would be. I'm waiting for him to text me. He hasn't texted me yet.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so let's get back to the Julio news. We'll get to the Aaron news, and also I think a guy who just filed a $15 million grievance to the NFL just got picked up by the Ravens, I guess. So that's definitely news that we'll get to in Juwan James.
That was actually the text. What his contract is going to be, but you ask me, I'll tell you.
Hey, what's the contract?
Kind of interesting.
What's the contract?
You want to hear it?
Yeah, what's the contract?
Okay. So it's a 2-year deal. Basically, he's not going to play this year, obviously. So he gets $500,000 signing bonus this year, so some pocket change this year. A roster bonus of $500,000 next year, and a base salary of $2.5 million. So it's essentially a 2-year, $3.5 million contract with a chance to make, a little bit more with very hard to reach incentives. So it's actually a pretty smart deal for the Ravens. So 2 years, $3.5 million.
And Juwan James is going to get $15 million from the Broncos in a collusion thing. So that's going to be $18.5 million. So congrats to Juwan James.
Well done, Juwan.
Those grievances, by the way, those are not quick, and they do not end quickly or easily, especially with $15 million and how much that's going to have to go in there. But congrats to Juwan getting on another team and the Ravens. Now let's get back to Julio Jones. Ian, why does this happen? Why is the thought of, we did the math, okay, Ian? I did the math. And we went through it.
Yourself?
Yes, me, okay? You're going to love this. So in the 1980s, there was 7 guys drafted in the second round that would go on to make the Hall of Fame. Okay, so I don't know, I didn't do the math well enough, but let's just say there's 32 teams. I'm not sure if there is. You have to change it a little bit, but it's about a 2% chance you're going to land on a Hall of Famer in the NFL draft in the second round. Then the fourth round, fucking forget it, okay? Yeah. So why does there seem to be, now there's teams that have hit on second rounders. For instance, Chris Ballard has hit on second rounders, I get it, but you're hoping a Julio Jones is available. Like, that's what you're hoping your person turns into. With how salary caps and contracts are manipulated nowadays, why wasn't the market as big, you think, for Julio Jones, and how did this happen?
All right, great questions. That's all anyone wants to know is the value, and I think you're right. I think we all had a sense it was going to be the Titans. Like, that was the leader from early on, and I don't think anybody pushed them. I think that was pretty obvious. It was really just the value. Like, were they going to get close to a 1? And then when it turned out that it's a second rounder plus, everybody lost their minds. Here are the reasons. Here are the arguments as why a second rounder makes sense. He is 32. He played half the season last year. He's still Julio Jones. But how long is he going to be Julio Jones for, and how available is he going to be? Those are, after a rough season like last season, those are rough questions.
Coach, go for it.
The other thing is $15 million guaranteed this year, $2 million guaranteed next year. Nobody has any money. And even worse, they don't have any cap. So, like, I would say there were probably, as far as I could tell, 5 teams that were actually kind of sort of in it. And most of the other teams were just not even – it couldn't happen because they didn't have the space or they weren't good enough. So it was such a small market just because it has to be a really good team that he would want to go to that had enough cap space and were willing to offer at least a 2. Like, I thought the price was pretty good. I never thought a 1 was possible.
Ian, listen, Ian, I know what you thought and what you do, okay? But the thought of 32 years old, okay, let's say on the conservative side, let's say he's got 2 years left. Okay, we get 2 years of Julio Jones. Now let's go ahead and have a good time. You know, he's played in 135 of 160 games in his 10-year career, okay? Last year played 9 games, still dominated in those games, but they were also in the middle of an entire turnover of a franchise. So I would wonder if they were potentially saying to him, if you're not 100, why are we even? If you're not doing this, why are we even? And now that's being used against him. Is it because the fantasy people, he's always on the injury report, like Tom Brady is, by the way, like somebody, like many other people, and he is always like, never somebody that they can put in because they don't know how he's going to play. He has more yards per game in the first 10 years than fucking Jerry Rice, and he's number 2 in this whole. Where does that narrative come from? That he doesn't play, and that he gets hurt, and that he's old and he can't perform still? Like, where'd that come from? I don't, because 771 yards in 9 games. If he played half, like everybody's saying, okay, there's another 1,500 yard season. Like, what are we even? How is this even a thing? You know?
Right, and this is, if you're a member of the Tennessee Titans or you're in the Titans front office or you're a Titans fan, like, this is your argument. Like, okay, so last year he had hamstring things, and, like, the end of the year, you know, I don't know if he could have played or not. I guess in the end it made sense for him not to play. But, you know, how available was he is definitely a question. When he played, he's awesome. So if you're the Titans, you're like, I'm going to get that guy who's been available, and he's going to be awesome because every time he's actually played, he's been awesome. But you don't know. And so, like, let's talk about a second rounder. Like, you don't know if that guy is going to be a Hall of Famer. Well, A.J. Brown was a second rounder, right? And he's awesome also on the Titans and cheap. And that's what you kind of hope you get. And that basically is the potential of getting another A.J. Brown is basically what the Titans gave up. And I think for a lot of teams, they'd rather have the potential than maybe 1 or 2 years of someone old and expensive, even though they are awesome.
But Julio is the I need you to run this back to the people that you talk to. Because at this point, the only GMs I really talk to, nobody really. They don't talk to Chris Ballard. I mean, that me.
Ballard doesn't answer your calls anymore?
Not anymore. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I sent him a text this morning, and I'm going to have to. I mean, I have to do it. Like, I'm going to have to do it.
Gotta.
And he said, I can take it. Don't worry about it. Which I respect.
Thank you, Chris.
I do respect that out of Chris. But it's me as a GM thinking about like people in the division old buddy down there drafted Mario Williams. Charlie, he worked at
Casserly.
Charlie Casserly drafted Mario Williams, right, to the Houston Texans over Reggie Bush. Do you remember this? Okay, so he gets fired for that move, by the way. He goes on NFL Network. He becomes like expert genius GM on the NFL Network. This is how you guys sell him. I've gotten a chance to chat with him. I think he's a very intelligent guy, knows football well. He said, everybody wanted Reggie Bush. He has that accent. I can't do it. He said, but we're trying to beat Peyton Manning. Like, I'm trying to beat Peyton Manning in here. Like, I'm trying to beat the Indianapolis Colts. If you want to beat, okay, the AFC and NFC champions right now, you got to just get depth. Like, you have to get deep. You have to keep up with the teams that are able to take an injury at wide receiver or running back or tight end and still just continue to go, because injuries used to be the thing that kill every team. It's like, hey, if we get lucky and don't get hurt at key positions, the Buccaneers loaded up at all the key positions. If they get an injury, they're cool. The Chiefs loaded up at every single position. It's like the Titans right now. Good fucking move, and they loaded up on the defense this offseason. It's like I feel like they get it more than everybody else. Am I wrong, Ian? Or is there just going to be two very different ideas on how you build teams nowadays?
No, I would say you're not wrong at all. And if you're the Titans, there is a reason. This trade is mutually beneficial, right? That's why these trades happen, because both benefit. If you're the Falcons, like, I'm not going to say they're rebuilding, but it is clearly some sort of a franchise reset. Like, everyone thought they chose Kyle Pitts to play with Julio. Like, no, they chose him to replace Julio. They are remaking themselves.
Same quarterback.
Titans,
same quarterback. Going to have to remake themselves again. What, 2 years?
2 or 1, right? I mean, I don't, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Matt Ryan this year. He's 30. I don't know, 7. Anyway. We'll see that, but that's. For the Falcons now, like, that's a real question. When do they actually hit the rebuild? But if you're the Titans, like, you sort of don't care, right? Because you are ready to win now. You have a quarterback in his prime, kind of getting to that point. You got a running back who's awesome, but a lot of carries. Like, this is now the time to win. So that's why for the Titans it makes sense. If the Tennessee Titans get 2 years out of Julio Jones and he is awesome, this will be a fantastic trade for them. I don't care what else happens.
Okay, I agree. I don't like that I have to face them as a fan, and I don't like that I went into their town and told them they stink, basically, in front of all of them, and now...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they do too. They do too. I got a lot of tweets from people yesterday. How do you feel now, Mr. Draft Speech Guy? I'm like, well...
Oh, don't check your mentions.
No, Ian, I'm actually not, like, hated by everybody. I mean, there are some positive. You got to get through that. Hey, listen, here we go. This is a good little moment between you and me, Ian. I'd assume that you get a lot of hate from people. You got to get through that. Hey, there's going to be hate. You got to get to the people that want to interact with you, learn a little bit about you, become you know what I mean? It's all about building a community over there, Ian. It's not just, hey, I got sources and no friends. It's like, hey, there's people out there that are pulling for the rap sheet. Yeah. There's people that are like, hey, we want Rap Sheet and friends back. It's nice to say hello to them every once in a while. You got to see them to say hello.
In all seriousness, my problem with that? I can't respond because people have alerts on now for me, as they do for other people in my job. And if I do an @ message to someone else, all I get are people like, dude, this is not why I have alerts on. So I basically can't respond to almost anyone because everyone loses their mind because it's not like, why are you adding someone and not trading Aaron Rodgers to Green Bay? Denver, I mean.
I'm a big, like, hey, fuck you type guy. Like, if somebody said that to me, but that is 100% real. That would be very disrespectful to all of Twitter and all of your followers that do have notifications. If you were just like, hey, what's going on, guys? Like, that would be very disrespectful. Okay, so I have a lot of respect for that. I wish you had maybe like maybe it's a Rap Sheet and friends.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, we need like a leisure Rap Sheet out there. Go ahead, Ty.
Ian, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, a lot of people are making a big deal about the $93,000 he'll forfeit if he doesn't show up on Tuesday. Have you heard anything? Like, are the Packers actually expecting him to show up? Or, I mean, because there's no way, right?
I mean, first of all, I want to say, like, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to show up or not.
Whoa.
I don't know for sure.
Oh, a little self-awareness.
I would be surprised. Just my opinion, not reporting my opinion. I haven't talked to anyone who thinks he's going to show up. It would make not a lot of sense to show up, honestly. Like, if he's this upset with the organization, and they're still trying to work through it contractually and get to some sort of happy medium. Showing up just kind of, I don't know, it creates another story that doesn't need to be there. Like, yes, he'll pay the $90,000 in fines. If they do a contract extension, it'll probably be like this contract plus an extra $93,000 just for your pocket. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to show up, but it would be a twist I did not see coming. I'll say that.
Okay, let's talk about the Peter King statement that, and I don't know if he was, I think he was potentially just like throwing it out there. I'm not 100% sure. Football Morning in America. He said that there's a way, and I don't know once again if this is this is like you with pundit or insider. I don't remember how.
I wondered the same thing, honestly. Go ahead.
Whenever he said, like, there's a way that they can talk and be like, hey, we'll trade you after this year. Let's just go ahead and have one more year here. Let's have a spite year. Let's go ahead and do what Bill and Tom did, basically, allegedly. And if you want to hate us the entire time, cool. If we want to hate you, cool. If we want to kind of just have this year where we understand this is the last year and then we'll trade you afterwards, that sounds like a very reasonable thing. But are we way past that? Because that would have to take there's a lot of trust in that. There's a lot of conversation in that. There's a lot of, you know what I mean? That's a huge step, I think, to say that could potentially happen. I think we all wish it would, though, maybe.
I mean, I don't know where that came from. I mean, I thought about it this morning, and I was like, I guess it sort of kind of could make sense. Here's the problem, though. What if he gets injured? I mean, I hate to say this. I don't want to speak something
But that's
like that
franchise year stuff. That's like franchise tag conversation, too, right?
Right. Well,
yeah. If he gets injured, they're kind of fucked, both sides. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and like, how do you agree to trade him, and then I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk this into the universe, but like that would kind of ruin any deal.
Hey, don't check your mentions, dude. That's why you can't check your mentions.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't check the mentions. But anyway, so it was an interesting compromise. I just don't know that it's realistic.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, rap sheet. Albert Breer wrote in Monday Morning Quarterback that there was a first-round pick swap offer to Tennessee. Do you know which team did that and when that team backed out?
I don't know which team. I do know I had kind of heard the same thing in a little bit of a different language, so I don't doubt it. I just don't know the team. I had thought, just my own personal thought, that the Rams would offer their 2024 one as a way of giving them a first rounder. It doesn't sound like that actually happened. I know it was discussed, like at least the two sides got together and said, like, what if we did this? But I don't get the sense the Rams brought it up, and I don't get the sense they actually offered it. So that was kind of – so when I found out that didn't happen, then I was like, okay, then if they can't get a 2024 one, then there's no way they're getting a one at all. And when I heard they got a 2, I'm like, they should take it.
God, were the Colts ever in? Huh? Did Chris even snoop around?
I did not hear their name at all. I would just text him to see.
Sorry, Vinny. Sorry, Vinny. This is like a one of.
Yeah, one of
10.
One of, yeah, this is one of. Sorry,
did he sign it for you?
No, I mean, pretty much. I mean, I don't think there's.
You made it.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things, dude. And I take care of it so much, you know what I mean? Yeah, no big deal, dude. You got any of these? No, you got sources though. All right.
I got, you know what I got?
I
get footballs that Wilson sends me that I put in my backdrop right there. So I probably have like in my house 10 like authentic regular NFL footballs. Very strange.
What are they doing? Just trying to keep you on the good side, the Wilson football people? Or are they like
you just gotta make sure it looks nice in the old. I don't know if you can see it back there in the old backdrops.
Is that a punt, pass, and kick award there? That wooden one? I got one that looks like that.
No, that's another one where they just send me and they're like, "Here's a nice football statue thing," and I'm like, "That would look awesome," so I'll just throw it back there.
Oh, so they're like, "Hey, Ian, here's something that could potentially look like an award to put behind you."
Yeah, I think I have an award.
No.
Hold on.
No. Can't see it.
This is legit. I'm not joking.
No.
So, first place, the College Football Writers Association of America, first place game story when I covered Alabama, and I think this was from 2006.
Let's go!
Wow, rap sheet.
Wow, man.
I was really happy about that.
What'd you say? These guys are good. Is that what you said?
No, it was when they were. It was Shula. It was the first year, or it was the last year of Shula. So they were A kicker by the name of Lee Tiffin missed 4 kicks and cost them the game, and I wrote it up in a masterpiece.
I mean, the rest of his teammates could have lifted him up, but, I mean, 4 misses is tough to overcome. Okay. Ian, thank you so much, man. I assume you're going to be busy today. Are we going to have any more news come out today, or you think this is about it?
It might have a little bit more.
Who? What? Where?
I don't know when the Rodgers stuff is going to come out. My guess is it comes out tomorrow when he just doesn't show up or not, but we'll see. I'll keep hammering the phones. I'll see if I can give you something.
Hey, hit the phones, dude, like the Wolf of Wall Street. We appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Got to hit the phones, by the way, in that business. Also, if you're going through a breakup, you should hit the phones.
Hit the phones.
You don't even know this, but you are a part of a campaign, and it's for your friends that are in the group circle there. And if you decide, to just disappear for a while, you've already lost the campaign.
You will lose that battle.
You will come back into the world, and there will be an entire narrative that you did not know was even possible. And then you go, I thought we were going to be friends.
Turns out
I lost this game.
Nice knowing you guys.
That happened once, but it was probably the right outcome anyways with that whole thing with all those people as well. A lot of people turned their back on me though quickly. I thought we were friends. I didn't do anything that bad. Can we get over me a little bit?
that's why it's good though, so you can find out.
See that?
You got a bunch of frauds.
A bunch of fugazis. Speaking of fugazis, Colts were never involved.
Nope.
Sound like the Patriots were never involved.
Yeah, not really.
So
just at the beginning, but
You sound like there was a lot of fake reports out there.
There's no way the Packers were involved.
Ever.
Nope.
They've got planes flying out to Malibu right now.
Yeah, they're fucked.
They don't know if they can fly to Atlanta.
They're fucked.
What do you mean?
Well, as this rolls on and continues to go further and further, like I really can see him just not showing up and not playing this year. Like all these different stories, like he's very dug in. What would be an easy way to like show him that you are committed, you want to win with him? You go get Julio. Everyone said, hey, they can't do it with the cap. We've seen
cap means nothing.
It doesn't mean shit. There are guys who do this who are very good at their jobs who can make stuff work. So like it can be done. You can make it work, but you let that go. I mean, all the receivers are kind of going back now too. Like a lot of people were saying, like, oh, maybe this is in solidarity with Rodgers. I don't think that's the case. The Mark Murphy came out and said, hey, the fan base is split over this. Like, still kind of trying to win the favor of the fans and
think that was campaigning there, like a breakup?
A little bit.
He was kind of hitting the phones. He was kind of hitting the phones.
He was kind of hitting the phones because he made it seem like
they already did that, by the way, with the report of planes and
exactly. So we already knew all this stuff, and now it's just kind of like, hey, he's not here. We just kind of want to remind people, like, hey, we've done everything we can. We're going to give him everything he wants, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to come back. So like as we get closer to like these deadlines that don't mean shit and don't exist anyway, I really can see him just not playing this year. Just sitting out.
That'd be insane, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What if you get quoted, by the way? Ty Schmidt, owner of the Packers and member of the Pat McAfee Show, says that he can see now at this point Aaron sitting out and saying, I ain't doing it.
Whoa.
People keep saying big money, no whammies. What is it, $6 million or $6.8 million out of his pocket that he would have to write a check for?
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Right.
Lot of money, okay? That is a lot of money. It's not future earnings, though, which they continue to lump in. And Julio Jones' contract, by the way, $38 million is what people are saying. No, it's actually $17.3 million or something like that, which you can move to a signing bonus and kick down the road 3 days. Anyways, there's people that were tweeting me yesterday that teams couldn't afford his contract. I let them know that they didn't know football, and they told me that I didn't know football.
You don't know football.
But really, they were acting as if I was the stooge there, because that might sound like a stooge statement just a year or two ago. Like, no, cap means nothing. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Mike Greenberg, okay, down in Tampa, who might be 3'8".
Yeah.
Unless Schrags is 9 foot tall.
Which he might be a body.
Schrags might be.
Schrags could be 7 feet tall.
We've been talking about this salary cap guru for months now. We got a chance to get eyes on him for the first time. Schrags was either standing on top of a bench or maybe even a fence next to this guy. But he is able to just boom, 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 move it around. Okay, Veach over in Kansas City, boom, 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 move it around. Travis Kelce did something for him. We actually told Travis Kelce he was about to make some moves in his contract to open up some more space over there so they can bring in Kyle Long and everybody else that they're able to do. The salary cap means nothing. Now, it might in a couple years if Kamish and all the other GMs that don't have a salary cap guru alongside of them say, we can't do this anymore. We're supposed to be a league that doesn't do what baseball does. We're supposed to, if they figure out how to crack down on it, maybe, but it feels like for the time being, none of those numbers mean a goddamn thing. There was a contract signed by Taysom Hill that was 4 years, $160 million, all years voidable.
Okay.
That's not a contract.
No.
And that's what we're saying. There's no salary cap. Everything's bullshit. Everything's bullshit.
3 to 5 years from now, too, who knows where the salary cap will be? Like it could be up at 250, 230. So even then, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because we got new platforms, new networks, new mediums getting into the NFL game. Let's hope that continues to grow. Amazon's in the game. Why not Apple?
Yeah.
Why not Netflix, by the way?
Right.
Why not Google? Why not anybody? Why? There's a lot of money that's, let alone all the sports gambling that's about to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance that there's going to be an ever-evolving amount of money to be spent in that cap. I mean, it all is going to be generated through, new earning opportunities for the NFL, in which they have been the most successful league in the history of leagues for some time, and they're about to hit. They're not even close to what they're about to hit with gambling, sports gambling becoming legalized, and tech blowing up.
Right.
And there's an arms race right now, which is why, we're in a pretty cool spot. We're nowhere near the NFL. We are nowhere near the NFL, but we're in a pretty cool spot for the exact same reasons. Tech platforms are being built. They all want their own exclusive content. They're going to do that with the NFL, I assume, as well as everything else that is getting bought up. And then also the sports gambling. And that money is only growing and growing. It's only in like 7 states or something like that. It'll be in 30, 40 within the next 10 years, 5 years.
Yep.
That money is what? You just simple math there. What's that, 5, 10x what that already is?
Yeah.
I mean, there is so much money that's about to get flooded into rosters. I don't want to say you kick a can down the road, but that's what it seems like all the teams that are winning currently are doing. We'll worry about that later. And now, if the person comes in and they're a complete bust, then you're kicking the can down the road for something that is never or never was. Julio Jones is not going to be a bust. We got to get to a break. 43 minutes into hour one here on this beautiful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Shregs is on top of the hill there.
He's massive.
Shregs might be 7 foot tall.
6'8", 250.
Hey, shout out to Shregs, by the way.
Shout out Shrek.
I was at a wedding yesterday.
Oh, how's that?
Public's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I was out there, man.
Yeah.
I was out there.
Really?
Heard some great speeches. Legit great speeches. None written down either.
Okay.
I was very proud of everything that happened there. The bride's sister spoke. Great speech. Groom's best man had to follow. Knew he was in a tough spot. Acknowledged it. Then did his speech. Pretty good.
Delivered.
Bride speaks. Groom speaks. I mean, everybody pretty much hit. DJ Anthony Ferguson, though, from Midwest Entertainment.
Yeah.
He fucking held it down.
Slaughter.
Hey, this guy held it down. Shout out to the Pages getting married yesterday. Congrats to you guys. Thanks for inviting my wife and I there. It's wild out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, people are having a good time.
Yes.
We're at a country club. Was that a country club?
Ooh.
Smoke some dope there.
Whoa.
Not gonna be able to stop me. Still a bad boy. We're back in 4 minutes. 1-833-4 McAfee. We'll take some of your calls. Cheers.
should we just make it real? Should we just say, hey, we're done, we're riding off into the sunset? I mean, do you want it to be live on your show that Vinny's officially done? Is that what you want?
I don't want that, but if it's going to happen, happy it's happening.
Yeah.
I would like that to be known. So don't feel obligated. Don't feel forced.
Put it this way. Hey, let me see. Today is Wednesday. By Friday, if paperwork goes in, you heard it here first.
First of all, congratulations on a legendary fucking career, dude. In a game that revolves around the score, okay? That's how they pick winners and losers, is in a game in which they keep score. To be the all-time leading scorer in scoring sport, I think many would say, hell of a fucking job. Yeah. Unbelievable. South Dakota kid, you didn't have an easy way either. You went over to Virginia to train. You're a high school teacher, I think, or a substitute teacher. Then you go to the World League over in Amsterdam. Somehow survived the off-the-field activities that you could have fallen into. Stayed focused on kicking. Go into New England. Beat out Matt Barr at some point, even though he had an incredible career. Win Super Bowls. Memorable moments. Biggest moments in the sports history revolve around your foot in a lot of cases. Congratulations, man. You're the fucking best. I was honored to be your teammate. Yeah. Thank you. I'll tell you what, it was pretty cool. Roger Goodell gave me a big hug beforehand, too, so that's good, sir. Thank you so much. Shane, you drinking? Yeah. Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. I feel like it went pretty good. Oh, look at the phone.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
All right, just some quick math. Welcome back to the show. We think Saban just signed a $67.4 million deal to extend as the head coach for the Crimson Tide down there in Alabama. Not 100% sure how to break it down, but Nick Saban has been extended another 3 years until the year 2028, at which point he will be 77 years old. He and athletic director down at University of Alabama, Greg Byrne, have announced that the head coach, Nick Saban, and University have agreed to a contract extension. The base salary and talent fee, I like that. He's got a talent fee and a salary.
That's right.
Okay, because if you want me talking to these press conferences, with the goddamn Dasani and Pepsi, okay.
Commercials.
Yeah, I'm doing progressive, what I mean?
Come on.
Me and the Aflac duck are doing stuff.
Right, quacking.
This is a talent fee,
Yeah.
okay? And also, the head coach, allegedly $8.425 million for the current contract year, but it will increase annually throughout the length of the contract. There will also be a contract completion benefit of $800,000 payable at the end of 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. But what happens for 2026, 2027, 2028? I assume this $800,000 contract bonus was put into his last contract that he had signed, right, for the 5 years. Then they just added another 3 years here to make it an 8-year deal total. They were like, hey, don't quit. Here you go. Here's $800,000. He's like, I ain't doing anything else, by the way. Let's fucking just cut the shit. Let's just sign for another 3 years. Congrats to Alabama keeping the factory.
Yeah. Boy, Nick
Saban said our family calls Tuscaloosa in the state of Alabama home. It's a place where our roots now run deep. This agreement gives us the chance to continue to impact the lives of young men and their families who choose to play football and get an education in Alabama. We want to thank the Board of Trustees, Chancellor St. John, President Bell, Director of Athletics Greg Byrne, our athletics administration, the football staff, and the whole university community for their support.
Yeah.
Hey, they all say back to you, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Roll Tide.
Congratulations, pal. So that means college football runs through Tuscaloosa for at least another 7 years, unless Arch Manning goes somewhere else. Videos have surfaced of the next Manning in line to be an incredible NFL quarterback. You got to remember Archie Manning, quarterback for the Aints back in the day, was an absolute stud. The team couldn't do anything around him. Everybody loves Archie Manning. He then gave birth. Well, he didn't, obviously.
Yeah.
They had
He
kids.
was part of it. Yeah,
Obviously, beautiful mom, beautiful wife as well. They have children. Peyton, Eli, Cooper, who's supposed to be an absolute stud, was an absolute stud until an injury happened. There is videos of documentaries of them being NFL quarterbacks basically since they were 2-3 years old. Eli, Peyton go on to have Hall of Fame careers. Cooper has a child, names him after his grandfather, Archie. All of a sudden, Arch is now at the Manning Passing Academy every day of his life, basically, every year of his life since he was a kid. Nobody could have guessed this guy's probably going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. Videos have surfaced of Arch Manning slinging the rock in one of the swaggiest ways possible at Clemson's camp. Ball spin, ball fake, 50-yard, pinpoint accuracy, tutter in the back of the end zone. Everybody there goes, ooh, both at the ball spin and the drop. His form is just immaculate.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance. Obviously, Clemson is obviously in a conversation because that's where this video was at. Let's assume Dabo Swinney with the drip was there, saw this, knows of Arch Manning. I assume that there's other schools. You got to think, obviously, Tennessee, right? Uncle Peyton was a legend there. There's actually Manning Way in Knoxville leading up to the University of Tennessee Stadium or whatever it's called with a Peyton Manning poster that is 20 to 30 yards big. Could go to Ole Miss. Yeah. Hey, Eli down there from New Orleans, the family. Maybe goes to LSU, saves Coach Orr. Maybe people are saying, how about Holcomb, Texas?
Whoa, Holcomb.
Sarkisian's got an NFL offense. You saw what he did with old Mac Jones. Imagine even better somehow what he'd be able to do over there. Arch Manning is the future, and I was excited that the internet got to see him. But if Arch Manning goes to Alabama, fucking good night.
See ya.
See you later.
It's over.
Him
and Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss would be incredible to watch too.
I do wonder how that whole thing would go. You know, with the way Lane Kiffin is, we know Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
With the Manning family. Okay. Yeah. I'll be interested to see how the whole recruiting thing goes and where he ends up. I'm hoping Arch goes to West Virginia.
Ooh.
That'd be great.
Dude, it'd be cool.
What the fuck, by the way? Do we even have a team anymore? We do. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
Trust
Neil.
the Klein.
Coach
Trust the
Neil.
Klein. Neil Brown. Coach Neil.
Not going to have Tony Fields next year. He'll be tough to replace.
Well,
Friend
he's
of the
drafted, by
program.
the way, higher than 222.
That's right. But it'll never happen. It'd be cool to see Arch go resurrect like USC or something like that.
God, in L.A. too.
Yeah. It would never happen, but that would be awesome.
How about him just, by the way, in a camp in the middle of a ball fake, so comfortable. The amount of times he's done ball drills and fundamentals. With Coop, by the way, his dad, great wide receiver, great hands, great athlete, right? Not that Eli and Peyton aren't great athletes, but I mean, the waggles in the back. Can't have that. But his dad, great athlete. He's been in the that kid's going to be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Him versus Quinn Ewers and, the 2023 national championship. Can't wait.
The amount of drip in that game. I don't know what Arch's swag's going to be. I assume it's going to be something. It's going to be professional. It's going to be clean, but it's got to be something. I mean, you're not doing ball spin, mid-ball fake if you're not coming out. Is he a visor guy?
Give him just completely tinted.
Hey, when Peyton would come out with that big-ass space helmet visor, it was a great day in practice. I'm pumped for the future of college football, but it seems like it's going to run through Tuscaloosa for at least another 7 years. Congrats to Saban.
Yeah.
West Virginia guy, by the way.
That's right.
Well deserved, pal. Hour 2 is on the other side. We'll take some phone calls. We got AJ Hawk. Darius Butler will also talk about the Julio Jones effect to the defensive side alongside AJ Hawk. You got about 6 minutes. We'll see you on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Did you hear everything that was being said whenever you were potentially...
Just from you.
Oh, so you did hear it. Yeah. Okay, so let's address it.
Hold on.
All right.
You can be a hater.
No.
And you can change.
Carson.
You can change. We can change.
No, at the moment I was at, okay, Carson. With the Daily Show, the live Daily Show, we can potentially get referred to as prisoners of the moment. You probably did hear me say some things. That was at a much different time.
Backtrack a little.
No,
It's cool. We're here face to face. You can change. People change, all right?
By the way, you are much bigger than I thought you were. Oh, yeah. When Jalen gets drafted there, was that the beginning of it all? Was there a miscommunication? What happened between you and Doug? Because they were saying it was fractured beyond repair.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is all of that accurate? Is that all kind of getting blown out of proportion?
Yeah.
And where did it start?
For one, I don't like to ever come out and say reporters aren't telling the truth because I don't. But
Orlovsky does it.
I'm not. I'm not going to dispute every report that's out there. The way the season went obviously wasn't ideal. When Jalen was drafted, that had no bearing on me. I trusted the organization. Okay. I signed that contract. I was devoted to them, and I felt like they were devoted to me. So I trusted the pick. That had no bearing on my confidence or my abilities. The season unfolded not how I would have liked it. Personally, I could have played better. We lost a lot of games at the end and just didn't fall into place the way we wanted. But there's a lot to learn from it, as a man, as a player, and all those things. And, I have still a lot of respect for Coach Peterson, and I think without a doubt those reports are very exaggerated. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of them. They come to my attention from my agents or different things.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for him, and it was unfortunate for everybody and how the whole thing kind of just went down.
There was a couple still shots that made its way around where you and Doug Peterson appeared to be giving each other a nasty look.
I saw those.
It's not true.
Not true at all.
Oh, you were not saying, I wish you died. With your eyes?
I don't even think I was looking at him in those shots. So I did see that. I'm like, of course, they're going to play this one up. They're going to make a story out of anything. That's how it is. So, but yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you weren't giving Doug Peterson death looks. Like, you never thought, like, oh, football isn't for me. Like, there was never a thought where I don't like football anymore. Or I don't want to be in this bullshit league anymore with this business. There was never a thought like that?
No, don't get me wrong. The way the season went, it was frustrating. And
People have
that's why I stepped away, and it almost rejuvenated me. It's almost like last year pissed me off so much. I want to come back in a different way and do everything I can. I am thrilled to be here and to have this new start, new opportunity. And the community seems amazing. The fan base seems amazing. Like we said, it seems like the perfect fit.
Those plane rides home from an away game, an away victory, are some of the best times I've ever had in my entire life. And it's dudes at 35,000 feet with a terrible sound system because you have you have somebody's cell phone going into that over the plane. And it was just like it was like real happiness for a lot of people on that team. I don't think they experienced a lot of real happiness because of how focused they were on their jobs. There were a lot of older guys. So like their only moments of happiness, I think, were those flights home. Like after a big win, like genuine happiness. Their entire life was dedicated to football. So all week, all they were thinking about was the game. And then that trip home, that like 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it was like a moment for them just to completely like relax and not worry about next week or the past week, their family, nothing. We're at 35,000 feet, nobody else around us except for us. That is a real moment that I don't think a lot of people know about or appreciate, is the flights home from away victories are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Those are good times, man. Really good times. You got people singing. My favorite story is of an offensive lineman, and I won't say his name, but he was asked to sing, right? So if a rookie's asked to sing, like, you got to go sing. So he grabbed the microphone, and he didn't know that the owner's daughter just so happened to be on the team's plane, sitting up in the very front or in the very back. So they kind of have it off. So he kind of got comfortable in his current surrounding and didn't know about the entire surroundings. And he grabbed that thing, and he was not expected to sing a song. I fornicated 2 bad ladies at the same damn time. At the same damn time. At the same damn... And then he started feeling it because a lot of people were like, okay, yeah. Big white guy. Massive white guy. Nobody thought he was going to sing this song. So everybody starts, like, gassing him up. He's like, I fornicated 2... He starts yelling into this thing. And then all of a sudden you see a little assistant from the front come waltzing back the aisle and grabbing the phone out of his hand. And he's like, what? Like, yelling at him while the thing's still on. So now the entire plane hears him yelling at this assistant. And he like puts the phone down, and we're all like, "Oh no, like no fun, all right." They're like, "Carly Ursay's on this plane." We're like, "Oh." Everybody just puts their headphones on, sits right back down. Just an hour and a half of silence. That kid thought he was getting cut immediately off the plane, and he did. And he did. And he did.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, Hour 2 on this Monday, June 7th, 2021. Joined by the HDB Hammer Down Boys begins now. Also joining us from Ohio, about 25 minutes away from a COVID case this weekend. John Rahm's COVID, let's hope it did not float over to the Hawk household. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, AJ Hawk. What the hell's going on here? You all right? Is everything okay? Is everything all right over there with the COVID? Running wild, brother.
Yeah, everything is good. I was watching John Rahm on TV about 5 minutes away, or where my house is from where he got picked up on the 18th. So I feel bad for the dude, man. Hope he's okay.
We hope he's okay, too. He actually put out a statement saying it is what it is or whatever, you know, and then he said he's just happy him and his family are safe. That's not the case.
John,
that's what they're saying. John, you need to stay away from your family right now.
Not safe.
Don't count your birdies before they hatch, dude.
Well said. Nice.
How about that? $2 million, I think. 2.1 million or 1 point something million dollars. He would have won.
And all the FedEx Cup points, like all of what that does to help you qualify for like upcoming tournaments. It's unbelievable.
Now, what is he? So he'll count. Where are they going to rank him for that tournament? DQ?
All right, like a WD.
So.
No, John Rahm, pal. Last sports thing. Uncle COVID had a hell of a run in the sports world. I mean, it took out everything that we didn't even know was March Madness was canceled at one point.
See ya.
March Madness, see you later. An entire season canceled by leagues and moves and bubbles and this and that. And COVID had one last, you know what I mean? They came out and they played the hit. One more time. Yeah. Here's your leader. He's up 6. He's going to win. COVID said, I'm coming home to throw a big old bone in your game like yesterday. They fucked him up, man.
Big time.
Hey, it's crazy time to be John Rahm, and I'm happy to say that since that did happen, and that was the official swan song, the official encore of COVID.
Wait, you think that's the official? You think this is the last time COVID affects a sporting event? Are you crazy?
If you're going to let me,
hold on, AJ.
If you're going to let me, we're about to announce something there.
Please do, then. Please do.
Like I was saying, hell of a run, man. Okay, you know what I mean?
All time.
What COVID did to sports is something that sports could have never get. I mean, sports were on the ropes.
Yeah.
Sports were damn near knocked out. Sports were hanging on to the arms like that one boxer last night who definitely didn't understand English and was disqualified for doing that whole thing in the undercard of the sports was there. And then one last shot from COVID and John Rahm had to eat it just right in the button. You know what I mean? And since that happened now, and we have deemed it as, you know, like, hey, that's the final one. Like, sports, world, we beat COVID.
Yeah. Come on.
So, sorry, John Rahm had to be the representative. It's from Utah to John Rahm, pal. That's the COVID sports run, and that's all she wrote. What were you trying to say in the middle of that announcement? It sounded like you were trying to contradict the announcement, which is wild to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, sorry for jumping in there. You had such an amazing point, so I'm glad I didn't get to finish what I was saying. But I was saying, you truly think this is the last time COVID comes into to play in a big way when it comes to sports?
I do, yeah. Strictly because of the backlash and everything that happened. Everybody being like, immediate burial of John Rahm for not getting the vaccine was he did
earlier this week, though, right?
Oh, so he's in the middle. I didn't know he was in the middle. I don't want to dox. Hey, I ain't a vax dox.
You haven't read it? I guess I don't know for sure what happened, but I've heard that he got it this week when he was at the memorial. He got his first shot, but because he had been close contacts with somebody that had it, and so then he rushed, I heard, and got the vaccine.
Okay, so he.
I may be wrong, but there's something. It's not. I think he has at least one shot.
So you only get one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, he had 6-shot lead. It's funny you say that one-shot talk because he did have a 6-shot lead. But the people that were saying when a positive came that it was reckless and all that shit, hey, you're risking people's life. Those people weren't saying that. They were saying, should have got the vaccine, you idiot. So that was the fight as opposed to you know what I mean? So that's why I think it's about we did. That's why I think it's because as opposed to saying that John Rahm was a terrible guy because he was endangering the lives of everybody around him, instead, which was the normal reaction result from that particular, hey, this is much bigger than what everybody else is treating it this side. That was their normal, hey. Now it was should have got the vax.
Yeah.
Should have got the vax. You would have had to do a test. So it feels like we're there. And it feels like COVID, it did win against sports, but this wasn't a trilogy. This was a 5-fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And we came back late, I think, and here we are on the other side of it. Go ahead, Pal.
I agree with you that I was like, oh, yeah, Jazz to Rahm, that's it. But then I just thought about the Olympics and all the fucking that goes on in that village.
Yeah, but they're all going to be
they're
vaxxed up.
So they're not even going to test them.
Oh, cool. We good then.
That's what I think a lot of the people on the internet were saying. Hey, there's a vaccine available. Why are you still testing for people? Hey, that's the whole thing. And I assume it's because protocols, and we're in a time right now where, the NFL just put out hey, if you got one shot, you're allowed to coach outside. Not allowed to coach inside. If you got no shots, by the way, go ahead and just stay at the house. You can't coach anybody. You got about 2 weeks to do this. This is right during the mandatory stuff. So the NFL hops on board with basically every single other operation is saying, if you get the vax, you're good. If not, you're not. This is obviously going to be taken a couple different ways. They said the numbers into single digits for the amount of assistant coaches who haven't got vaccinated, who potentially will not be able to coach while everybody else coaches. It just feels like now we're in the part where we're going on the other side, and the vax is being, so the vaccine is being pushed up so much to the argument of the people, okay, that probably had a lot more research than me for sure, but everybody else on earth, it seemed like, that said that how deadly it was, right? They're the same people that are propping up the vaccine. So it behooves them to say the vaccine does take care of everything that they were promoting before. But if they come out and say the vaccine isn't good enough, then it's like, well, wait a minute. Then they're propping up this vaccine as hey, this is the end all be all. That's why I think we're on the other side of it. It's a different fight now. From my viewing from outside, it seems like it's a much different fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely still a fight, though. We'll definitely see people have strong opinions on both sides. But the John Rahm thing is interesting, too, because he tested positive while he was there at the memorial, I guess, and then they were waiting to hear. The reason they got him at 18 is because they were trying to back up that test to make sure it was true. When do you think they truly knew that he tested positive the second time?
So in the morning, he didn't have a failed test or something like that. He got a test in the morning that said he was good to go. And then that other one came back at the time that you saw him, I guess. So I think they were trying to get to him as fast as possible. Now, they had to do the retest. And nowadays, the retest is what, 15 minutes?
30 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes, I think, depending upon the line. There's no line there. Nobody else is getting tested other than John. So I assume that's like a 10-minute thing, a quick little turnaround. And then, oh, my God, get the fuck out of here. Get him in his own car. Get him away from his family.
Never come back.
Did that happen or not? Because if it didn't happen, then what are we doing?
What are we doing here?
You know what I mean?
What do you mean, if they didn't take him out of there right away?
Yeah, and like isolate him.
They put him on the back of the golf cart with his caddy. You see, they were driving him like off the property. But yeah, where does he go? Luckily, he's a golfer and he can fly home private. Like, what do you do if you can't fly home private? You
what about the
get
pilots?
a car somehow and drive yourself?
Do we not care about the pilots? You have to have at least 2 pilots in there.
Well, they could close their door and have their mask on as Rom comes on.
The air, though.
Yeah, air
circulates.
The air. I mean, you're
So what do you think? John Rahm is
when you open
John Rahm
that,
sleeping in Columbus somewhere today? Then?
Should be in your house. Lock him down in a villa. So, when you open that plane thing, you're basically just, you're breathing everybody else's air.
Yeah.
You might as well just go and just, shotgun it basically around. That's what you're doing. So those pilots are breathing the same air. They don't feel the same G's, it feels like.
No, they definitely don't.
Up there in the front.
No way.
But they are breathing the same air as everybody else.
He's got to still be there, right? There's no way that
he definitely flew home.
I don't know. From the way.
Hey, Diggs got COVID. Diggs, what you do when you got COVID?
I fucking isolated.
Right into the cave.
Now he became the best gambler of all time. Does COVID make you a good gambler? Does COVID make you a good golfer? There are, examples that we could argue that for days.
Absolutely.
Especially with how John Rahm's playing. He's the only known COVID player I've ever seen play golf. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The best I've ever seen the guy play. Unbelievable golfer. Diggs became the greatest gambler he's ever been. But Diggs was smart.
Yeah.
Diggs said, listen, I don't want to take down whole office.
No.
I don't even want to take down the family.
No.
He locked himself in a bedroom as soon as he found out. The COVID cowboy hung his cap up right there on the door, left the light on, said, I'll be back after this fight. If John Rahm failed the COVID test and they had to disqualify him immediately, it's because what? They were scared of the potential health repercussions to everybody, right?
Yeah, of course.
Put him in a tent. Get his ass in one of those meth-making suits that old buddy was wearing.
Hazmat suit, yeah.
Get him in there. What do we do? That might be the last case
that
we ever see.
Hopefully.
I didn't take my private plane anywhere.
See? He knew the pilots could breathe the same stuff.
I promise you, John Rahm is not in Ohio right now. There's no way.
Wait, so he's just taking COVID everywhere? This guy's just trotting around?
Super spreader.
Huh?
He's going to hang out for 14 days here? You really think that?
What? Yeah. What state's like, come on. Does he live in Texas or Florida?
At least until he gets the next vaccine shot. Yeah. And then he can get out of there.
Yeah, maybe. No, but then it's 14 days. No, it's 14, I think. I think it's 14.
So he's in Ohio for a month.
Another month.
Oh, my God.
Bro, they had to disqualify him from a tournament.
I know, but
this is no laughing
still
matter.
Can go home. He still, I promise you.
He's confident. Home. He was probably staying at AJ's. AJ knows he's not there anymore.
Oh, when did he move out of your house? Do you got COVID on those walls?
He stayed there.
Huh?
What would I have done? Say I rented my house to him. He tests positive for COVID. What do I do? How do I come back into the house?
You don't, dude.
Burn it down. Build a new one.
You ever seen Bug when
Biodump?
Yeah, when you put a tent over your house and they fumigate it and then you go back in.
Yeah. Anyways, what we're saying though is obviously we might be overreacting just a little bit.
Maybe.
But they also told him he could not play in a tournament that he had a 6-shot lead in.
Cost him millions of dollars.
So that's setting the standard of how we're acting towards this and how we're treating it. Okay, it's costing this guy potentially with the FedEx Cup standings $4 to $5 million.
Yeah.
Okay, potentially 2 there, and then who knows whatever else if he's in a certain group potentially. So we have to treat it as such.
I mean, they put him on the back of that golf cart and took him right off the premises. Get him the fuck out of here.
He's got to still be in Ohio at least another 21 days.
And he's going to be missing more tournaments too. It's not like he can play next weekend.
Well, 21 days because he's got to get the next vaccine.
Second vaccine.
Which is probably 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
And then he has to have at least another 10. I'm sorry, so we get 24 days.
Yeah, possibly.
Might have to get Merrill Hodge on to ask him.
All right, all right, Gumpy. All right.
Hey, at least maybe Rahm can watch our show in his COVID tent for the next 29 days that you say he's got to stay.
We did pick up a lot of viewers due to their experience in their COVID caves, and I would like to thank all of them for taking it as serious as John Rahm should.
Yeah.
If we see him swinging a club within the next 10 days, kick him off the tour, Doug.
Put him in jail.
Hey, you can technically, Ty, you would know, can't you technically test positive still after you have the vaccine?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you have the vaccine, you don't get tested.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not.
No,
I'm positive.
Pretty certain that's how like everybody's operating. I think that's what I'm saying though about the whole thing. Because if you get the vax, you're not subject to test. I've seen on the internet, there's actually 2 doors in some places.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, vaccinated go this way, non-vaccinated go this way. Okay? I've seen that. So that's how it is now. You're non-vaccinated, you have to get tested. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to get tested. But we're not forcing you to do this. But you would be looking out for society if you did it. I mean, there's just a never-ending. And by the way, there's people on both sides of political affiliations. And once again, I'm not somebody that follows that close enough to give real opinions. I'm just telling you about people that I know that are on both sides. You know what I mean? Both sides hate the vaccine, hate it. There's people on both sides that are like, nah, I'm not doing it. You can't force me to do it. I'm not the experiment, okay, on this new thing you guys just popped up in a month and a half. Then there's people on both sides that are like, you are a threat to fucking Earth if you don't get it. So to your point, it feels like it's never going to end because usually it's just, This one, it feels like it's the cicadas. You know, there's just no, and here we are. We beat COVID.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it.
AJ, let's get to it now. We spent 17 minutes in the first hour pitter-pattering, doing the bullshit. Then we got right to it. Julio Jones, Tennessee Titan, a second and a future fourth, another sixth in Julio. I mean, what the hell is going on here? How does this happen? We talked to Ian Rappaport, and he tells me, his age, his injury, which I debunked.
Yep.
And Debut will debunk as well immediately upon him saying it. It's like 135 out of 160 regular season games. Is that good? I don't know. You tell me. Is that fucking good? I'm not sure. How about most yards per game? Number 1 in the NFL's history in 10 years. Number 2 in overall receiving yards or something like that to Jerry Rice in his first 10 years. There's another graphic that he is in the top right axis part, which, by the way, if you ever see a graphic, it's like, in this particular one, you know, those little Y and X axis things? You ever see that one?
Yeah.
You ever see this? Okay, so you see where the right shoulder is? Shoulder roll like Floyd, by the way. What, dude?
Oh, good dodge. Good dodge.
What, dude? What? Anyways, this one means something, and this one means something. And if it's a positive graph, there's a lot of negative graphs, but if there's a positive one, he who sits way the fuck up here is normally the best one. Look who the fuck's way over there. Wow. Aside from Julio Jones, okay, which is in the top right corner. Shout out to NFL Reddit, by the way, posted by Giants. We don't know if this stat is accurate, obviously, but we assume it is because it got promoted by the NFL's Reddit page or whatever. So there's targets, and then there's amount of yards, basically, per target. He's the best in the history of the game.
By far.
This is just classic. Aside from Julio, he ends up going for a second, a future fourth, and then a sixth in Julio Jones the other way. This is wild, dude. This is fucking wild to me that this happened. In Tennessee Titans, that offense becomes, if Tannehill continues to do, AJ, that team becomes a fucking problem immediately in the AFC South, which, Colts are a great team. Their defense ain't going to be scared of anything, okay? I understand that. But goddamn, if he's on the Colts, we're going fucking, we're doing it. I think Tennessee Titans feel the exact same way, AJ.
Well, it sounded like the Colts were never in the game, Pat. Like, I don't know how much they explored.
I know. Yeah, that's what Ian said.
Why do you okay, but every star player that becomes a free agent, you feel like the Colts have to sign.
Not everyone. Okay.
Oh, yeah, my bad. You didn't want him to sign Carson at first, that's for sure.
Well, if Aaron Rodgers is available, okay, I would like the Colts to sign Aaron Rodgers. If Julio Jones is available, guess what? I would like the Colts to sign Julio Jones, especially if we have the money, the team, everything to do so. That's just me being like, hey, I live in the city, got a lot of love for a lot of people that work in that building, athletic trainers, equipment managers, front office people. Like, hey, the community's awesome. Like, we got a team, let's go get it. Not everybody. I'm not out here politicking for everybody, but Julio fucking, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, host of the Man to Man podcast, everything DB, 9-year NFL vet, played corner, nickel, and safety, basically understands the defense inside and out, just like AJ Hawk does. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler.
Yeah, D-Butt!
D-Butt.
Fellas, what's up?
D-Butt, we'll talk about the fight last night. Okay, congrats to both men making a lot of money and putting on a show. Also, Ocho, I think, represented for all of us. Shout out to Ocho. But before we get to that, D-Butt, let's talk about this Julio situation. Him, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, what does that mean? And how and why do you think the market was dry for Julio Jones, D-Butt?
Shit, first and foremost, that's tough, man. That's tough coming into that game as a DC. Obviously, football for forever has been stop the run first. And I still think it's going to be that when you play the Titans, got to stop the run. But what do you do with that extra safety? Do you bring them down in the box to help against the run? Or do you keep them back to help against AJ or Julio? I mean, it's tough, but we'll see. I'll make Tannehill have to beat me. I'll make Tannehill have to beat me before Derrick Henry, even with those receiving weapons. And I heard Rap Sheet talking about it earlier. The reason why they were able to get him because his injury history, obviously his age, and then that second round pick. That's a high pick to a lot of these GMs. You look at even the Titans. I think Derrick Henry was a second rounder. AJ Brown was a second rounder. So people just don't want to give those up with a guy who they think may be on the tail end of his career. 2%. If he's the missing piece that you think may get you to a Super Bowl and make you a contender, I think you take a shot at him. But you've been saying it all along that he was going to go for a pick like this. I still thought he would go for it first. But what the hell do we know?
Nothing.
D-Butt, hey, what other than Julio's size and his speed, what separates him, you think, from the rest of the league, really?
Man, I mean, those are two big things. The size and speed.
But there's a lot of big dudes, that can't play like him.
And how he gets in and out of breaks. Usually little guys can get in and out of breaks, but he can get in and out of breaks, intermediate, short routes, long routes, and he's a threat to take it, 50, 60 yards anytime he gets that ball in his hands. Now, obviously, the big thing is him staying healthy. And we all know once you kind of hit that 30-year-old mark as a skill position player in the league, a lot of these decision makers, look at you like an old man. So Julio, if it's one guy I would bet on, though, it will be Julio Jones. I just saw the chart you put up. I didn't need to see it. We all saw him play the game. He's a special talent. And, shout out to Titans, taking their shot, going out and get him. Obviously, still a lot of question marks, a lot of holes on that defensive side of the ball. And whenever you got, not a strong defense, your special teams usually aren't going to be that good because your defensive depth usually is a big indicator there. So, big upgrade for the offensive side, but let's not get besides ourselves. It's still the Tennessee Titans, and they still stink.
That was a great tweet, by the way. You absolutely. Hey, just so
they got fired up about that one.
Hey, just so we're clear, by the way, Titans. Just so we're clear, Titans still stink. Now, there is some alarming stats about Ryan Tannehill too, where you say hey, I want Ryan Tannehill to beat me. Obviously, having Derrick Henry in the backfield, and he has the second best play action rating behind Aaron Rodgers, I believe. Aaron has the highest rated passer rating after play action, and Ryan Tannehill is at 2. And it's obviously, when Derrick Henry's there, people have to come fill. So then you got people behind there. But Tannehill, with Derrick Henry, without Derrick Henry, let's just, it is what it is. His stats next to Patrick Mahomes in the last 26 starts, or his 26 starts with the Titans versus last 26 starts with the Chiefs, this dude does not stink.
Damn.
I think the Miami Dolphins Tannehill kind of oozes potentially into conversation sometimes, conveniently, and for good reason. That guy was a wide receiver playing quarterback at Miami under Adam Gase. But since they just said, Mariota, you've been the face of our team, take a seat, pal, and Tannehill has gotten in, he's been dominant. Now, Derrick Henry helps out a lot. And Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as a Mount Rushmore quarterback in the history of the game. But Tannehill, he has to be so excited for this. I mean, the A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and then you have to fill the box. What do you do? Is it just single coverage? Is that why everybody's probably what do you do here?
I mean, it's tough. It really is, because AJ Brown's not a guy you want to leave with a bunch of one-on-one coverage either. And he's a younger guy. I think, what is he going into his third year maybe? And he's a home run hitter as well. Julio, I still expect him to be maybe not 15, 16, 100 yards a year, Julio, but he'll still be dominant. So it's tough. I mean, first down, you want to win first down. That's your best bet. Win first down, put him in second and long. But, I mean, it is tough because Derrick Henry, he's a 2,000-yard a year back damn near. So it's like, what the hell do you do? I mean, is it going to be a bunch of 38 to 35 type games? If it is, good hats off to the Titans. Give them more weapons, give them more firepower.
Derrick Henry against the Colts last year when DeForest Buckner and Autry were out. Ooh. Going into that week, I believe I said, hey, I normally bet on the Colts all the time. This feels like this is going to be tough, okay? Autry's now with the Titans. DeForest Buckner's still there. The Titans and Colts are about to go. In the Colts defense, I put them up against any offense in the NFL and feel good to get a stop whenever they need it. But boy, life just got difficult, I think, for the next 2-3 years in an AFC South that nobody knows what's going to happen. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, D-But, does this move for the Titans kind of, make you think that they are a definite lock for, the divisional round of the playoff, possible conference championship, or are there still too many holes in the defense for you to make that type of statement?
Knowing that you think they stink, by the way.
Yeah, they absolutely stink. But, I mean, there's too many holes in the defense. Like I said, special teams, that's a phase of the game, too. How well are they going to be there? I do love Coach Vrabel. But, it's you got a big question mark still with the Colts, with the quarterback position. I think, Carson Wentz will be a lot better being back with Frank Wright. You got a lot of weapons around him, great backfield. Like Pat talked about, great defense. What is that first-round pick? Is he going to be dynamic out of the gate? I still think that's what we're missing on that defense with the Colts is a top-notch pass rusher. But the AFC is loaded, man. You got the Browns, the Ravens. You can never count out the Steelers. Obviously, the Chiefs. I think the Patriots will be back on top this year. You got a lot of teams that AFC is really loaded. So I definitely wouldn't put Tennessee in that divisional round.
Go ahead, Ty.
But I think it was Keyshawn Johnson who said this morning that he didn't really like the move for the Titans because their strength is running the football and all that kind of stuff. And to what you alluded to with their defense, kind of stinking, so they need to control the football and everything. Do you think this will actually have them change their philosophy and identity a little bit, or not really? Are they still just going to use Julio as a home run hitter and primarily use him off the play action?
Yeah, if anything, it makes the run game better. Because just like we talked about, what are you going to do with that?
I don't get it. Why are these people so fucking stupid? I don't get it. This is all the internet yesterday, by the way. Just sucking. Yeah. I don't understand.
What people? What people are you talking about, Pat? Who?
Well, I'm not Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn a lot, but he just fed into what a lot of people were saying on the internet yesterday. It's doesn't he help the run game? And the run game helps Julio, by the way. It's a part of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was shit. Keyshawn Johnson, I'm sure, would have loved a back like Derrick Henry back there. It's probably take away a couple touches. He may not get 105 catches a year. He may get 85. But, I mean, those are going to be home runs because you got more one-on-one coverage. So I'm sure Julio, he's coming from Atlanta where he's seen double coverage probably his entire career outside of maybe his first 2 years when Roddy White was still there playing at a high level. But, now with this offense, Taylor Lewan coming back, strengthening that O-line, they're gonna be a handful on the offense.
Right-hand man Taylor Lewan. Go ahead, Dix.
D-But, PFF this morning, they're a very confident organization who's very confident in everything they say and predicting the future.
Whoa. We need PFF to survive.
We love PFF.
They say some things that are very fascinating, but we do.
Hey, they say some wild shit, but, shout out to my guys over there.
Yeah. I forgot that you did the draft.
Shout out.
They now said that Calvin Ridley is their favorite to lead the league in yards. So is it going to happen this way, or does Calvin Ridley face every single double now and is going to hurt it?
I mean, you got Kyle Pitts there too. So Kyle Pitts, that's a mismatch. That's a nightmare right there for defense as well. But I like Ridley. I like Ridley a lot, man. I really think he's a one. Leading the league in yards. I mean, they will have to throw the ball around a lot, I would assume. So I mean, it wouldn't be a bad bet depending on the odds. But that's not a bad bet at all because Kyle Pitts, he's going to demand some attention too. So
we don't know that.
Kyle Pitts he's going to demand it.
We don't know that.
1,000%.
Okay, listen. I hope Kyle Pitts dominates. I hope so because I'm excited to watch him play. But I mean, they are allegedly thinking Kyle Pitts is going to replace Julio Jones. That's Strake said this morning. And Strake seems to be pretty dialed in. J-Rob, the GM for the Titans, he was on pontoon. okay, getting after it yesterday while negotiating this deal, I guess, with Atlanta and Julio and everything like that. He said that Arthur Smith, new head coach from Titans, as soon as he signed for the job, he knew there wasn't going to be Julio, basically. This has been something that they both kind of understood for the long, long time. So I think they were drafting Kyle Pitts. Maybe Kyle Pitts will be a replacement for Julio, but I mean, this is a lot of pressure on old Kyle Pitts right now, I think, coming out of this thing. But he's either got it or he doesn't, right?
He got it. Hey, they're crowning him. You know, they're crowning him. A lot of people put him already as a top 5 tight end. I mean, he definitely has all the athletic ability. He'll get the targets. He's going to be a mismatch nightmare. If he's matched up with tight ends, linebackers and safeties, he has favorable matchups. But, you still got to prove it on this level. You still got to, have it mentally. You still got to be able to handle the game physically. So it's definitely an adjustment. So I'm not going to crown him just yet. But I would assume he's going to take some attention, a little bit of attention off Calvin Ridley.
No, I don't think so. PFF said he's going to.
Third best tight end in the league.
For 200-300 a game. Darius, we appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Darius J. Butler, host of the Man to Man Pod and everything DB, we appreciate you.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, go Heat. Go Heat, dude.
Yep, go to hell home.
Hey, you still there?
Yeah, what's good?
You told us with certainty. You remember when you walked in? Hey, they're going to fill that stadium up.
Gonna be easy.
Hey, they're going to fill that stadium up. They just had Canelo down there. They filled that whole place up. Was it the rain? Was it that bad last night?
How many people were there?
A lot of people. A lot of people were there. I'm saying massive amounts of people. In a stadium, though, it can get exposed, obviously, if there is. Did it rain? Was it a tropical storm down there last night?
Down here this time of year, you're always going to get passing showers. You're going to get rain. I know those people pissed off paying all that money to be, on court ringside and getting rained on, suited and booted. They had to keep wiping the ring and shit. That was bad. But I was entertained. A lot of people, I don't know, people expected, fucking Canelo Mayweather. I expect to be entertained. I got a Migos performance. I got a money bag, yo. I saw a Pokemon card. It was cool, man.
Hey, there was a lot going on out there. Also saw, some undercard fights that were good. Ocho
held it down.
He did. I think he represented the NFL pretty well out there.
He took a shot, but he got right back up. Yep. He was winning a couple rounds before that, I thought. Took a shot, got right back up. Even tried to dap him up. I think he was a little dazed there for a second. But, he held it down. No more basketball players getting in the ring. Football players, I trust this.
I think Pac is going to get into one. Pac-Man's going to find his way into winning one of these fights for us, I think. But
Pac is a fighter, though. I hope he, you can't fight a boxer. So if he's fighting somebody, I hope he's just fighting another amateur.
No, listen. Ocho took the fight against that actual boxer.
Yeah.
They said, Ocho, you want to fight Pac-Man? He's like, I don't think so. I don't think I'm doing that.
Anyone else?
I don't think I'm doing that. By the way, you enjoyed that entire evening? You thought, okay, the Migos, great performance. Couldn't hear a lot of them. Didn't know the song. Probably should have known the song. That's on me.
I didn't know it either, but, they all kind of sound a little similar.
Okay, kind of a shot at Migos you just took there.
No,
okay.
I'll rock with
Migos. You just said song stunk. That's what you said. I assumed they were going to do Fight Night, though, right?
Yes.
It is, you know what I mean? And that's one of the best. It actually has.
True. They're probably going on a tour or something. Probably trying to pub that song.
I understand, but for the sake of the show, though, you know what I mean? For the sake of the show, I think that would have been good. Moneybag Yo, hey, that's Mitt's favorite rapper right now. Yeah. They cut the
legit song. They should have had you on there announcing the song. The announcers, the fight was decent.
Well,
and I rock with DeSuze and Mero. They're funny dudes on their show. I've been rocking with them since Vice, but they were horrible ringside announcers, horrible. Was the other dude from WWE?
Mauro Ranallo used to be with WWE, couple different stints. I got a chance to meet him over there. Incredibly talented dude. Incredibly talented guy. He has been calling, combat sports for, I think since he was 17 or 18 years old at this point. Yeah, long time. Very enthusiastic. Got a chance to learn a lot about him. Good guy. But I don't and I'll say it. Say it, Pat. I didn't want to say it, because I, like you, have been watching, DeSuze and Mero since Vice and the internet and everything. Big fan, love their gifts as well. I use them in response for things. I am a fan. I don't like, though, Pete Davidson did this with Triller. he just buried Jake Paul the entire time. Like, we get it. Okay, Jake Paul, we get like everything, but it's kind of like he's the reason you're there, though. Like, so at least you could have a little bit of a positive spin on this thing. Morrow has been in the combat sports for like 3 decades at this point. So I feel like he had to represent for combat sports. Like, if he would have said that Logan Paul, had a chance or like completely, like if there would have been any positive spin, I think he thinks that the boxing world would have attacked him and, because he does have credibility in it. And then Jesus Amir, I feel like they thought, okay, white guy, all right, this YouTuber, we got to bury him as well. I just think like, all the motherfuckers don't know you're there because of him and Floyd. Like that's my big thing.
Yeah,
it's like,
Pat. But what I think, though, I think what Jesus and Mero are doing, I think they believe they're speaking for the majority of Americans watching the fight. Like, hey, we're going to make, like, people are like, oh, good, look at him giving it to Logan, because a lot of people are upset that Logan's in that situation.
And I understand there's a balance,
But why, man?
Yeah,
you can't hate
I'm not saying it's right.
The game, man.
I'm just saying.
Promoting
I mean,
sport.
I feel you, but I wasn't a fan of it. And shout out to Logan, too. He lasted 8. Floyd was landing some shots. I didn't expect him to get knocked out. I knew he was bigger than Floyd, even with the face-offs. But when they got in the ring, that shit looked crazy. He looked huge.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect him to get dropped. He was obviously gassed, and he was smart, leaning on him, hugging him up. But he lasted 8, man. He definitely earned some respect from me.
I just think that there's a way to do a both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
AJ, that's what I think there's a way to speak for the majority of people, but also for the reality of the situation too. Like, hey,
I thought it was weird. Yeah, especially when they would cut to Jake and they would like make TikTok jokes. Like, just every time. Yeah, it did seem to. Yeah, it was weird. The whole night was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it. I'll watch it again.
Yeah. Chad looks awesome. Hey, I have a ton of respect. I always had respect for Chad, but first off, his cardio is off the charts. And he said he trained for 2 months. He looked good, man.
Yeah. 43?
Yep.
I sent him a DM. He and I have followed each other for a bit now. We've only had like 2 interactions. Mm-hmm. But Ocho is OG now. Twitter, everything.
Yeah.
Like, while I was doing Twitter in a very, small way, Ocho was the guy, right?
He was on early.
Him and Biz, right?
He got me fine.
Yeah. He got you fine?
He got me fine my second year in the league. We were opening up with him, and he was tweeting me something, talking shit going into the game. It was me, and I was in my second year. Devin McCourty was in his rookie year, and we were matching up against him and T.O. And he was talking shit. Oh, you guys are gonna double me, blah blah. I'm like, man, nobody doubled you, in 2-3 years. And then Belichick showed me the whole printout, Saturday after walkthrough. So I got fined for conduct detrimental, talking about the game plan in typical Bill OG fashion. We actually whooped their ass, but Ocho, he definitely put like 150 on me.
Did you double?
No, we did not double. He put 150 on me. We were up like 3 scores in the second half, so Carson probably threw it 35 times in the second half. So it was ugly.
No,
best feat ever.
And he showcased it again last night. He played soccer. I don't think he's got an incredibly powerful leg. I don't think he played soccer growing up. Just a great athlete, but he's entrepreneurial. It is with what he was doing with Twitter. Him and Biz, Paul Bizanet, Biz Nasty. It was always Ocho and Biz were kind of the 2 guys that were in the Twitter game. That was like, oh, these dudes are crushing it, And it's cool to see him continue to go, Like,
for sure.
I was really like pumped for him last night.
Oh yeah.
Ocho's in a fucking boxing match right now on Showtime. Like, that's all. Logan Paul said it a couple times, and I think he understood. And that's why I didn't like that they were just burying him, because he was like admitting, like, yo, this is a glitch in the simulation. I should not be here. Like, I am. Yeah. Like, I think he was. Now, granted, the crowd was cheering for Floyd for like the first time ever whenever he was starting to like pepper Logan or whatever.
Yeah.
It was so, clear heel babyface situation there, but. I don't know. That was
he earned more of my respect, especially after hearing him interview, and I'm literally watching. I'm like, yo, this dude is really fighting Floyd Mayweather right now. It was and then seeing Ocho in the ring, and it was low key inspirational.
Legit.
Anything is possible.
Hey, that's right, Kevin Garnett. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler.
Yeah,
All right, let's get to a break. We're back on. No, we don't have to.
I believe.
Nah, I think we do.
God damn, it's already 40 minutes in there. As soon as I saw that, I was like, we had to have. That was a good conversation there. We talked about everything, huh, AJ? You got anything we would need to hit on the other side?
No, maybe a little more on the fight talk. I would like to have some questions for you. Ooh.
Oh, I got.
I bet you got. I felt like you were probably getting a little antsy. Like you got some motivation when Chad got in, took the mic after his. Chad was very inspirational. He almost got emotional. I don't know if that's because of the moment or because he got donged in the head, but it was still a great thing.
I think there was quite a dump of emotions at that point.
Oh, yeah.
I assume his adrenaline was pretty high. Then afterwards, got a chance to really chat about, the grandness of the stand or the stage that he was on. Called out McGregor. Let's go.
Smart.
I love it. We're back in 4 minutes. More phone calls, more chatter, and hopefully a little bit more AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
This is the Pat McAfee Show, Monday, June 7th.
For 15 seconds before I hit the anvil. I've been trying to time myself out for 15 seconds. I've never spoken for 15 seconds before. There's no chance. It's a new era for Colts football. All right, let's go. You're all badasses. Thank you all for your service. Have an incredible day out there. It's the safest place in America right now. Holy hell. All right, everybody smile. You're probably not supposed to. Hey, safe travels. We appreciate the hell out of all of you. Go kick ass. Hoo-ah. Hey, the best game in the history of the drumline is going to be today. You guys are going to steal the show and set it back. How's it going? My name's Pat. I swing a big hammer, and when I talk, people listen. A long fucking day. So I had to switch it to damn. When I get going like that, it really catches. Hey, big cold swing today, huh? Another week about to start, Foxy. Triple H texted me, said he enjoyed it. Nice. He said if anybody's making fun of you for the size of your hammer, just tell them it's not the size, it's how you swing it.
Can we take a moment of silence for the first 2 to 3 years of Zach Wilson's career? Because all he's got going for him is Bob Saleh. That's it.
Moment of silence for his mom, who made her Instagram post. That's what I thought we were doing.
That's good. That's what I thought we were doing. It's got a Chris and Indy. What's going on? Mrs. Wilson. Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, she jumped out there, right, with some hot takes, and then
she got a fake mask she wears.
She
AJ.
does not like Hoovers.
Not a fan of Disney.
She doesn't like
Or
Disney
Snapchat.
or Hoovers.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back. Father's Day is just around the corner, and if you got a hairy bastard as a father, we got the perfect gift for you.
Hell yeah.
Make your dad proud this year and get him and yourself the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right. The Lawnmower 4.0.
Wow. Yeah.
Get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated, but no, they are. They are right here. It says the only brand dedicated to below the waist grooming, and they just launched their Lawnmower 4.0.
Wow.
So they're the only brand to say, listen, a lot of people talk about doing a lot of things. We ain't worried about all that. A lot of people want to diversify their shit, not us. This is what we want to specialize in because we have the proprietary technology that we make better and better with each new version to never nick whenever you're shaving your kitten caboodle.
Never.
Nick-free technology created somehow, some way. Thank you, Manscaped, for probably talking to the aliens on getting this technology.
Yeah.
Right now, you get 20% off and free shipping when you go to manscaped.com/Pat, manscaped.com/PAT. Don't forget that you came from your dad's balls. This year, show your original home some love with Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0. Dude. What an ad read. It is unbelievable. They also have a weed whacker for your nose hair. So that's above your waist. But the lawnmower is specifically for below the waist grooming. The weed whacker, though, with your nose is great. Speaking of nose, a man who broke his plenty of time as the helmet would come down when he would be trying to take somebody else's life on a football field. AJ Hall. AJ, you got the weed whacker over there, pal?
Yeah, I actually got a great package from Manscaped last week or the week before, thanks to old Bruce. And I've been emailing back and forth with Bruce, too, so appreciate him.
Hey, listen, I think Bruce is going to get you.
He signs it Bruce, by the way, his email.
Yeah,
what's his real name? Brian?
Yeah. Brian and Bruce.
Brian Bruce.
Hey, he is a legendary character. I'm happy you're getting everything that we are sponsored by. You know what I mean? Comes in the office, I lose it. You know what I mean? We have no idea where any of it is. You might have more stuff than we do at this point. We have it in the building. You get it. You have it where you know where it is. So we hope you represent for Roback. By the way, your modeling a Roback last week was awesome.
Next level.
Your nose looks so good with that weed whacker usage. We appreciate you. You had some questions on the other side, you said, before we take a phone call?
So with Chad's fight, Chad Johnson, obviously, he's never boxed before, right? Never he kind of trained over time.
It sounded like whenever he announced it on the I Am Athlete podcast, he said to Brandon Marshall, I think, like these guys don't know or whatever. It sounded like he was alluding to the fact that he had trained. It didn't look like he was a trained fighter last night. It looked like a trained boxer. It looked like he was an athlete out there doing his thing.
He looked. Do you think he looked much better than you thought? Like if anyone else gets out there that hasn't boxed, you just don't look at all natural. Like Chad, his footwork was amazing, but his cardio, like how do you have cardio like that? Even one 2-minute round for anybody in an experience like that, like where, hey, this is such a new situation for me. How do you not just dump all of your energy? And Chad, he was still rolling late. I know he got knocked down, but hey, he got up.
He put out a tweet, I think to Darius Slay or something. He said, that guy was trying to take my head off. There was, I would like to be inside of Ocho's brain while he's in there, like, oh shit, okay, all right.
Throwing hands.
Oh my God, all right, here we go. Like it is. And then when he decided to flex in the fourth round, I think that was cool because he was showing like, hey, I'm not dead. Like right now, I am not dead. And I think that was everybody's massive compliment to what you said. It's like, hey, you're going to get winded quickly. Him, and then immediately get knocked down. It's just classic boxing, by the way. It's just classic boxing and that whole thing. But I was very impressed with old Ocho in there. Very, very impressed because great athletes have gotten in there in the past. And to Channing Crowder's point, we're talking doo-doo.
Booty up.
Booty up. Yeah, booty up is how he described it. And I thought Ocho handled himself well. He should feel very good about it in there. That was an actual boxer, right?
I think he had a bare knuckle fight and maybe one boxing match.
Yeah, he was 0-3, I believe, in bare knuckle fighting.
God damn.
Yeah.
After that first one, he's like, I guess I'll go back in. They get fucked up in there.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones are real, right? That's toe the line too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't dance. I think you have to be within a
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
Close.
think they force people to, it might be a different, I'm
No,
not sure.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I think they're trying to get people knocked the fuck out in that.
That's what we're doing here. It's
Yeah.
like the slap boxing. You're like, all right, we're both here. One of us going to get knocked out. The bare knuckle fighting, it's like they say, hey, we're breaking somebody's face here.
Someone's going down tonight.
Yeah.
That's how this is going, pal. This is how it's going.
But to your guys' point, like, I feel like in the Nate Robinson fight, for instance, like he was leaning forward, he didn't look like he really knew what he was doing, whereas Ocho kind of
Sweet
had.
feet.
Yeah, he had the little like bob and weave to him.
Logan also impressive. He was on. I think he was out a couple times, and he grabbed him.
Yeah.
You know, good boxing, by the way. I think that's what you're supposed to do. I saw a video of Brendan Schaub coming in his locker room afterwards and said, "You didn't get knocked out after 8 rounds with the greatest of all time. You got to feel pretty good about that. That's a win." I think that's a pretty good way to look at it. If I'm Jake Paul, the rest of the world's like, well, Floyd just did a money heist. And it's like, well, Logan did too. Like, I mean, the contract says $10 million for Floyd and $250,000. And the contract's a little bit different, but there's a lot of money flying to the people that stepped in the ring last night. A lot of courage, and I appreciate them all for the show. Allegedly, Ocho got $1 million for last night. Allegedly,
Really?
Whoa.
Ocho, that's allegedly. That's being reported. $1 million in 8 minutes. I can't wait to celebrate tomorrow at McDonald's. Hashtag Gino. Attaboy, Ocho. Thank you, Ocho. Thank you, Ocho. Thank you.
Ocho versus science.
He ate healthy for the last 2 months. Imagine if he didn't, man. He would have won that thing.
Yeah.
Let's go to Eli in Michigan. What's going on, Eli?
Hello?
What's going on, Eli?
Oh, not shit, bro. What's up with you?
Same, dude. What do you want to talk about?
I'm talking about the Lions today. Them wonderful lie downs that we got in Michigan.
Whoa! Shit, dude. All right,
I know. But look, how in the hell are you gonna get rid of Matthew Stafford for Jared fucking Goff? I get you get all them picks, but come on. He is honestly one of the best quarterbacks in Michigan.
Yeah, let's go, Eli. Hey, Eli's been holding that one in for a while. I'm happy he got it out. Congrats to Eli, dude. There's a lot to talk about since the lie downs brought in Jared Goff and his contract, by the way. By the way, that contract was, Julio's contract, unbearable, by a lot of people. The media, unbearable.
Can't do it.
Goff's though, come on in, dude.
About 5X.
They can handle it. Don't worry
Bring
about
him
it.
in.
Hey, bro, come on in. Don't worry about it. It's like, what are we? I feel like we're picking and choosing. Right now. What's up, Dick?
Listen, they won 0 playoff games with Stafford. You might as well win 0 without Stafford and get some picks.
And let Stafford go, flap his wings like a cicada.
Thank you.
Like a cicada that's been in the dirt for 17 years. How many? Matthew Cicada Stafford. How long has he been in Detroit?
It was 11 years, I think.
Probably more than that, whatever it is. He's like a cicada. He was down in the dirt for over a decade. Now he's getting a chance to come out and fuck everybody and yell about him. He's a cicada. Matthew Cicada Stafford. I mean, it sounds like it's loud over by you, too, huh, pal?
Print the shirts, dude.
Oh, yeah. Did you see any of the golf tournament? You could hear it the whole time on camera.
Well, to be honest, when you're watching TV, for me, I didn't know which one was from you guys and which one was from me. Because those things are echoing through the house, too, at this point. There ain't a start. Whenever the big bad wolf came in and huff and puff and blew it all down? Of course. The cicadas would have blew down even including the fucking brick house that old shitbag built. I mean, this thing, it gets through everything. It is unbelievable. What's that, Zito? So allegedly now we're learning that cicadas do have a purpose. Cicadas are mostly beneficial. They prune mature trees, aerate the soil, and once they die, their bodies serve as an important source of nitrogen.
Nice.
Well, hurry up and die.
Can't we figure out something else to replace them?
At least Sunday Lawn Care, I think, does all of that.
That's what I'm saying. What the hell's Pioneer doing? Figure it out.
How long are they around? When are they gone?
We don't know, AJ. We have.
I think it's 4 to 6 weeks they live.
They don't know, though. These people don't know. They have no idea. 17 years, these
It's
sons
all
of-
summer, Pat. You thought you were getting a nice summer after the quarantine, lockdown, everything like that. You thought you were going to go back outside. Wrong.
Cicada might be able to smell COVID, though. So maybe we use them like the dogs were supposed to do. Allegedly, the saliva has a scent of a COVID person. Should have got a dog on ROM earlier in the week.
Yeah.
COVID
COVID sniffing cicadas would be beneficial, though.
We can't. These things are too stupid. They come out of the dirt. They yell. They fuck. They die. Okay, there ain't nothing a cicada can do.
That's not too dumb to me.
That is
true. I guess they're kind of hustling everybody.
Yeah.
The cicadas are a big heist right now, stealing everybody's summer. Congrats to them, dude.
Pricks.
Hey, they were patient though. Hey, They're fucking patient.
Yeah, they're playing the long game.
AJ, did you see the map of where USA Today, proper credit, USA Today released a map of where these CADAs are, dude? Indiana's getting it the worst, obviously, but Ohio's right next. I mean, they're kind of they're taking over the entire middle of America right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's no way to take care of them. There's no way to spray for them or keep them from coming back.
Flamethrower, I think. Hour 2 wrapping up. 1-833-4 McAfee. There's a lot of things to talk about. Bezos is sending his ass into space on the first run of his new rocket ship that we just found out about. Elon's first rocket did blow up into 7,000 pieces. Bezos, something to think about. I'm sure you got it right. Hour 3's on the other side of this 6-minute break. More phone calls, more conversation. We'll see you then.
Lakers, welcome to the Blender, the home of a team and a fan base on a playoff push the likes the world has never seen before. Crescent City, get on your feet for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Sprite, an incredibly refreshing drink. Starting at forward was the number 2 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft. Now he's an NBA All-Star, Brandon Ingram. At forward, this man has been dunking on little white kids on the internet for 10 years. The incomparable, unstoppable 6'6" phenom, Zion Williamson. At center, standing at 8 feet tall, from Georgia Tech, number 22, Derrick Henry. This man's family had a reality show in Lithuania. He was born and raised in LA, but he found his J in the N-O. Lonzo Ball. And the OG of the roster. On the court, he's a monster. Braids hanging, shots banging. It's not Drew, it's Drew Holiday. Let's get this done. Thank you very much. Go Pelicans.
Tired of me right now. That's how you play basketball. Will be a 5-bowler from the Red Panda. Up we go. Yes! 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 Red Panda! What a legendary moment. You're a legend. It's an honor. Mission accomplished, right? Come down, intro some players, throw some bowls to Red Panda, fly back to Indianapolis. Success story, Foxy. What a fucking touch.
He walks all the way up. Oh! Sleep! This is not the one that I saw.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God. Can we go back to the beginning, please? Listen, go back to the beginning. This guy, pause. That guy was sitting one section over in this blue polo shirt wearing son of a bitch who's here with his friend, by the way, right here. They're just having a good old day at the ballpark. Old buddy in the glasses back here. Oh, this has been fun. Look at this guy up here with the wife is maybe the wife and the guy up there. They're kind of intrigued to see what's going on. Padres guy said, hey, listen, I've been locked in my fucking house for 13 months. I'm going to come to a ball game and you're going to say dumb shit? I don't think so, pal. He walks over, 45 yards, casually, eyes ready to go, not fists ready to go, though. Just outside, no, calm. You got a fucking problem, pal? People smiling down here. They know something's about to happen. We got a camera out. We would like to see the alternate angle from this particular person. But what a moment here. We beat COVID. We are back. Old buddy here needs to watch out for right hooks. Bow! Buckled. What, bitch? He said. What? And then he gets tackled by everybody else, backpedals. Everybody watches this happen. What a Jeez. What? He says. What, dude? What? What? Damn. Oh, my. What was said by who? Hey, as we get back into society, let's remember, people will punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Hour 3 here on this beautiful Monday, June 7th, 2021. AJ Hawk will join us immediately following this beat drop. AJ, how you doing, pal? Hour 3, let's go.
How you doing, AJ?
Let's close this one out, AJ. Please.
Hey, I'm doing great. What? It seemed like to be an energetic return from the break where you were kind of chuckling. What happened?
We were talking actually about you. Funny you say that.
Yeah.
We were talking about how you got a weed whacker sent to your house or whatever, you know? I've been looking for a weed whacker from Manscaped for like 2-3 months at this point.
Long time.
At least.
So long that Zito actually forgot that he's already offered up to search for one in the office. And I was like, no, we've already did that. He was like, oh, okay, sorry about that.
I'm going to look again, though.
But and then we were talking about how as you get older, actually, there's more. And you can't just pull them out anymore. It hurts so bad just to pull them out.
Yeah.
And that weed whacker I had when it broke, it was perfect. And I broke it, by the way. It was traveling.
Oh, really?
Put it in something. No, good. So I think my massive sniffer, it's on my knee. So we actually talked about you getting one. I was like, God damn, AJ got one before me.
I'll send it to you. Hey, I don't use it. I don't have like a hairy inner nose. I've never used it, so I can send it to you.
What? So you lied during the read then last?
Yeah. What do you? So you're.
I don't know. I don't know what to believe now.
You're a phony.
You're full of shit.
You're a fraud.
You're banned. You're banned.
I've never. I don't know if I've ever had to use a nose trimmer. I don't know. I'm not a hairy guy, especially my nose.
Oh, you keep the germs out then.
Yeah, because that's what the nose hair does. The nose hair is a little. It's like in Gladiator. You know, in Gladiator when they're all out there and they put the shields down and the spikes up and they're in the middle there. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what your nose hair is in your nose. Mm-hmm. But sometimes some can get a little bit too, ahead of their skis in there. You know what I mean? And some try to start battling outside the nose, and that's when you need that weed whacker, which is beautiful and amazing. And I'm actually going to buy one. Let's go to Roland in Texas. Roland, what's going on, pal?
What's up, Pat and the boys? How y'all doing?
Not too shabby. How are you down there in Texas, pal? Hey, I think John Rahm's flying there. So
it has to.
Take it easy. Lock him down.
Good luck.
Keep an eye out. Good luck down there. What do you want to talk about, Roland?
Oh, I wanted to talk about
there was nobody listening
Savior,
there.
Deshaun Watson.
Sorry, Roland. Go ahead, pal.
I wanted to talk about the best quarterback in the NFL, Deshaun Watson, and what's going on down there? You know, Tyrod Taylor's backing up. Is he going to take us to the Super Bowl, maybe?
All right, Roland. Hey, you think maybe, are you a diehard Houston Texans fan?
Oh, yes, sir, I am. But, you know, we fucking suck. You know, fuck Easterby.
Whoa.
Hey, listen, he tweeted this weekend. He said something like little things lead to big things or something like that. It's the little things. He tweeted something this weekend. I saw it pop up, and I was like, thank you, Jack. Hey, real quick, this is the first Roland I've ever met, huh? Jay's dog's name's Roland. That's a badass name, pal. I just want to let you know that. Were you an Oilers fan?
No, man. I was born in 1999, so I didn't get to enjoy those days.
When did the Texans come back to Houston?
2002.
Okay, so it is like your entire generation, because somehow that stadium was always filled with diehard fans. And I think people said, well, it was the Oilers fans, and then now it's the young kids have been around long enough. I always thought Houston had one of the best places to play, one of the best fan bases we ever played against, but it never really got the prominence that I thought it should. Also, fourth largest city in America? I mean, yeah, right, third?
No, fourth. I think Chicago is
New York,
third.
LA, Chicago.
Yeah, but Houston's trying to get Chicago.
Oh, yeah. They're closing in.
Chicago's number 2, I think.
No, you guys are far third, but I think also close fourth.
Yeah.
I think Houston's trying to get you
They're
guys.
nipping.
Yeah. Now, from one side of Houston to the other is a 4-hour drive. Okay, it is a lot of landmass out there, but their fans are awesome. Shout out to you, Roland. The AFC South, I mean, couldn't he have went to the Patriots? Like, if he goes to the Patriots, I think as a Colts fan, I'm like, yeah, of course he went to the Patriots. But he goes to the Titans, it's like, we potentially have to stare this down, because we were now there's future contracts that have to be paid. All right, there's players, young players that were drafted by Ballard that have been incredible, absolutely incredible. And Chris Ballard has great drafting experience, so I can understand how the draft picks are very, very valuable. Now, with that being said, last year's first, he traded for DeForest Buckner. He loves DeForest Buckner, paid DeForest Buckner. Now, if you have a chance at Julio and you have the salary cap at the moment, I guess that doesn't account for the future cap, that whole thing. But now we got to stare him down 2 times a year at least, and hopefully he's a big fat fucking bust.
Yep.
All right. I hope everything that everybody's saying, telling me I'm an idiot on the internet and all these other people are just completely right and I'm completely wrong, because I think that makes that team. Hey, that ball club's a tough ball club all of a sudden, AJ. That's if he goes to the Patriots, it's like, yeah, it's the AFC East, it's the Patriots, that's what they do. But now it's like, oh no, is there a potential tide turn in the AFC South? Colts are still an incredible team, absolutely incredible team, special teams, defense, and if Carson Wentz is not broken, offense as well. But god damn, they've made it to the playoffs a couple years in a row as well. I just don't know how I'm going to deal with this whole thing, and Texans fans have to deal with it. Jaguars fans have to deal with it, but I think the Colts fans potentially have the most, vested interest in this entire thing, AJ.
Well, especially if Julio just lights them up for the next couple of years, then yeah, I'm sure you will be sounding the horn and reminding everybody that you possibly could have had him.
No, I won't. AJ, it's not like me.
Oh, that's not like you at all. You're right. But do you know what? So the Titans pick up all of Julio's salary. They don't make the Falcons responsible for any of it. Do you think that may have been something that other teams were not able, they didn't want to take on his whole salary, and that's why it fell through maybe?
Per Albert Breer this morning, allegedly the Patriots were in conversation, but then as soon as it got to the who's paying what, they kind of drifted out of the conversation quickly. So I understand the negotiations are all, negotiable.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Just like situations are situational. And I can see how you don't want to be the person that loses a trade or whatever, but like Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, now it's like we are in a time where if you get a guy that puts you right there in the conversation, why not do it? The Green Bay Packers, it sounds like, were never even a thought. Now the Colts, I guess we weren't either, but that's a situation. And AJ, the man who was in the Kentucky Derby photo with his ratchet ass hand above his wife's shoulder alongside Aaron Rodgers, the first picture that surfaced of Aaron Rodgers since all this conversation happened about the accumulation tweet from Adam Schefter day of draft. AJ, if Julio Jones is brought to the Green Bay Packers, do you think that changes how this whole thing with Aaron goes?
I would say there's no chance that it would make it worse if you brought Julio in.
Wow.
See, now Julio, though, if Julio was a part of the conversation, and they're like, you want to go to the Green Bay Packers? No, I don't know if the Green Bay Packers even snooped around. Probably not. Sounds like they didn't, and that isn't something they would do ever. I guess they have traded for people in the past or whatever, but if that happens, you think Julio asks, well, I saw videos of Jordan Love. Now, I know he's probably gotten better. Okay, I understand he's probably gotten better. But is Aaron there or is Aaron not there? And they're like, well, we're not sure at this point. Maybe Julio said Green Bay's not on the list. We have no idea what it is. We have no clue. We got to hope for another Julio Jones appearance. Probably on Bussin' with the Boys, by the way, down there with Taylor and Will Compton. I can't wait to hear that, see what they say. But there's a lot of teams. It's like, why? Jalen Ramsey tweeted, we could have got into this, couldn't we? I mean, we've given away a lot. We've made a lot of plays, but we could have got Julio. Jalen said, we're probably not stoppable if we would have got Julio. I wonder if some people were scared of the potential market and didn't snoop around, or they did snoop around and it was legitimate, like that's too much for us, and why? I don't know. I just think we and next players maybe view him much differently than a lot of other people, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't know people had, I'm with you. I've seen everything you tweet out. You're so surprised that this is all it took to get Julio. And some people act like that's a huge thing you have to give up. I view it the same way you do. And I guess their biggest concern, or the reason people wouldn't go after him, is if you sign him, you give away these picks, and what Julio plays, 4 games this year, 6 games next year. They're worried that he's going to be hurt. Is that what it is?
I guess, but the actual teams and actual places will be like, hey, how's the hamstring? Hamstring's something you can recover from. I guess that's what he had last year.
Yeah.
He is older, right? So maybe it's like once his hamstring starts going, it's going to continue to go. Maybe that's their thought. But what is a bust here, especially if and maybe, we don't know, this will kind of come out as we go, maybe there's a contract renegotiation that is also a stipulation on side of this, right? Because that's why Stephon Gilmore was allegedly on the trade block from New England for so long, even while he was winning Defensive Player of the Year, is because that next contract, the Patriots aren't going to pay him, so they want to try to get something in return, and then the thought would be a re-contract negotiation would happen in his new home. I wonder if that's what happened with this, and everybody's like, we won't be able to pay him for the next 5 years, which is, maybe we'll see that over the next couple of days with Tennessee. I do not. Randy Moss, when I was in the league when it happened, I was confused about. That seemed to work out. Nobody ever talks about that. Everybody seems to talk about the 2% chance that a second rounder becomes a Hall of Famer, or a fourth rounder is next to 0%, by the way, out there. But it's like, I don't know, man. Get you a guy. This is the aside from guy. AJ, we have to live by a set of rules, a code. If it's the aside from guy or girl, can't treat them the same as everybody else. Nope. Just can't do it. I think that is something we got to do. If it is the aside from this person, blah, 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 can't do it. And listen, those people aren't going to be perfect. They're going to fuck up too. But Julio, by all accounts, is including that graph. Get that graph back up. The actual, can we get the axis? Look at this fucking thing. This is like the most aside from graph I've ever seen in my entire. Look at it. Literally everything it's even the fucking hand motion that I made. Aside from Julio Jones up here. It is just, why am I seeing it so differently than all these GMs? Why is it because they don't want to lose? What is it? I'm still, here we are, 2 hours and 13 minutes into the show the following day, where the United States soccer team has won a fucking international tournament. Yeah. The men's soccer team, that never happens. The women are the only people that win in the soccer world for us. Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather had a battle. Ocho Cinco impressed. John Rahm got COVID and that whole thing happened. But I just don't understand. I didn't understand about Tom last year. Allegedly, nobody was in the market. This one, I just don't fucking get it. Makes me question everything. Makes me question everything I think and everything I know, AJ.
I guess they value these draft picks more than we do. Sitting here, while they're the ones that are making the decisions, I guess we don't value the picks as much as they do.
But you know why, AJ? Tell them.
Why?
I said this last week. Tell them, AJ.
What, you'd much rather have a proven player that's made plays than a potential?
Man, why would we do that, AJ?
Why?
Yeah.
Because you want to win games and make money?
Well, and also because we've seen it, right? Like you probably not because you're middle linebacker, 5th overall pick. You're probably so focused on leading that defense, right?
Oh, yeah.
Click, clack. You know what I mean? Click, clack, dude. Fucking click, clack.
Click, clack.
I got to see, like everybody that came in for special teams and everybody that has come through a locker room. I've tried to meet literally every motherfucking guy that has come through our locker room because, hey, they might be on special teams. If they're going to be on special teams, I would like them to like me because I would like us to work good together. Like, I feel like I have met a lot of motherfuckers that were unbelievably talented, but for whatever reason, could not play in the NFL. I don't know why. I have no clue why. I wish it didn't happen. You don't hear about a lot of them because maybe they have like a good career, not great, not terrible, so they're not labeled a bust, so you don't talk about them. It's just kind of just move along. How you doing? You just kind of get it going there. That happens so much in the NFL. And it doesn't. And I think that's why you, me, other players, I saw
Torrey Smith?
No, somebody tweeted it last night. Somebody tweeted, I'll take a proven player every single time over. And I think it's because we've been in and just seen like, this guy's supposed to be the face of this franchise for like this guy stinks. Like, hey, this guy is supposed to be great for whatever reason. Great guy. Hey, great guy. Love this. He fucking stinks at football. Like in the NFL, like that happens on such a high percentage. And I think that's why a lot of players are like, give us the fucking real guy. We know he's going to be here. Now, I guess he's going to be hurt 135 of 160 games. So, I mean, he is going to miss maybe a game and a half, 2 games or something like that, even though 9 and 5 are the 2 years where he missed a large majority of his fucking games. It's just like, come on, what are we even doing here?
But last year, the games he sat out, like if Atlanta was in a playoff push, I wouldn't doubt that he was out
playing.
there. Exactly.
During the Super Bowl, when they went to the Super Bowl, he had that banged up foot, and he played every single game and still made ridiculous like sideline catches.
I'm getting a lot of tweets from people that are saying like in fantasy owners can't trust him because he's questionable. But hey, in real life, okay, I respect fantasy. I respect you guys a lot. I appreciate the dedication. It is time consuming to be in the fantasy game. The daily fantasy people, I got a lot of respect. Over here in fucking reality, though, the motherfucker plays. Okay,
Yeah.
so I know he might not be in your lineup because he's questionable. There's a Q next to him
Good
on
God.
practice report, maybe, or something like that. Like, okay, for questionable.
Yeah.
Which, by the way. But anyways, in real life, he shows up and he plays. So I can understand where you maybe have this narrative like, oh, he doesn't play because he doesn't play necessarily for your fantasy team. It's like he plays and he does good, really good. So much so that he's 1 or 2 in almost every statistic in the history of the fucking league in this entire thing.
And Debo was just saying, like you guys were talking about it, him being on the field, just being there helps out Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. Like, that's not shit that's going to pop up on a fantasy football score, but that's the reality of the football game.
Hey, fantasy football, good stuff. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, fantasy.
I appreciate fantasy football. It's a big part of the entire business of everything, football. We don't dabble in it at all. Probably missing a boat on some stuff.
Yeah, that's surprising, wouldn't it? I mean, it would definitely benefit you to come up with like a fantasy show. Maybe have Diggs and Connor do it, or maybe Jay and Billy.
Jay and Bill?
Yes.
I don't know if Jay does fantasy football. Jay's a big real life guy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Jay, no, yeah. Jay's sniping people on Call of Duty all night, every night.
True.
He didn't have time to look at fucking rosters and see who's sick and who isn't.
True. Bill is a big fantasy football guy, though.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Loves it.
That makes sense. Like, I appreciate Bill and what he does, but yeah, man, I can't fake interest. It's tough. I wish I could. The boys, I mean, if somebody wants to do a fantasy show, absolutely. I think we've talked about it a couple times.
Too many people to help out there. You can't help them all.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We had a fantasy guru.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That happened, and then he had to retire it because he felt bad he couldn't help everybody because so many people were asking him for fantasy advice.
He also dunked on Matthew Berry before.
Big time.
Oh, yeah, I asked
retiring.
Matthew Berry a question, and before Matthew Berry, the guy who created fantasy football, I think is what everybody says, before he get it out, Tone was like, well.
Ladainian Tomlinson.
Well. Which, by the way,
Nailed it.
Right answer from the Coven
Guys
Cowboys.
lost touch with the industry.
So we had a fantasy expert, dude. We did have a fantasy expert there for a little bit. I forgot all about it. That was fantastic. what was that, like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Michael Pittman actually.
The 1
was
week
one of,
where he had all of his yards.
Yeah.
Diggs had him.
Hey, that guy's a ball player now. That guy's a ball player.
Gambling's more fun.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's quicker. It's
Don't you gamble on fantasy
yeah.
somehow though?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's money. Fantasy was legalized gambling there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was kind of like a, way to sneak in. It's like CBD, sneaking in some places. You know, like instead of sports gambling. That's kind of what it was like. It was like, come on in, dabble. Have a share of, I don't know, $100,000 if you don't stink. Come on in there.
Isn't that what most people are doing in states where it's not legalized?
Free to play.
But they can still do, like the FanDuel daily fantasy stuff.
So there's a free to play too that I guess is just contests, you know? You see them promoted, like get your share of blah, 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 answer these questions. I think we can make like any one of those we want. We should start doing that a little bit more.
Okay, like picking the scores of each game, stuff like that.
Because I think it's for everybody. You have to be 18 plus or whatever. But like for some events, I tried for my NXT Takeover 30 to put one together, but I thought of it too late because I do not think ahead at all. You know, I thought of it like 4 days beforehand, and I was like, hey, can we, any way we can do this? They're like, fuck, yeah, let's. And there was like an entire thing. But now we're at the point, I think, where we could, tech-wise, just kind of do whatever. But like, is this going to go longer than 5 minutes? Yes or no? Will Pat kick Adam Cole? Yes or no? You can have like 5-10 questions, and if you get a certain amount right, you get entered into potentially win a share of a prize or whatever. That's kind of, fantasy is different than that, but that can happen in places as well, I believe. So it's fantasy and free to play are what those called if it's not sports gambling regulated state, I believe.
I mean, that's a great way to work the system. Holy shit, I didn't know that's what they were doing in all the states that weren't legalized gambling.
But I don't know if it's every single state you can do that in, but it's definitely more states than the sports gambling thing. But yeah, that would have been dope. I thought it was a good idea. I was pretty pumped when I thought of it. And then
you did
it's like,
that-
of course, couldn't fucking do it any earlier, huh?
Did that with the punting, right? Wasn't there 1 week where it was like how many punts will be over 50, how many will be under 50?
What did he say?
The punting.
With the punting.
The punting. What did you
think I said?
What do you think
Take
it was?
that G out of here, right?
Huh?
He took that G right off that word, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess so. Punting.
Okay. Like, so you're talking kick the ball, how Pat kicks the ball? Is that the
What
word?
the hell are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Sick puppy, AJ.
The punting? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my God! What are you
punting? The punting? Is he punting the ball? Is that what we're talking about?
We made a prop bet. We made a prop bet about punting in the NFL.
Yeah, but Connor says punting. That's I don't know what he's trying to say.
Punting the ball.
So you hate his? Hold on. So you hate the way
I don't
he
know what he's
speaks?
saying. He's so Pat? You were in the NFL. You were a punter. You punted the ball, or you could say punting. Connor is saying punt. What's he saying?
Yeah, when Pat was in the league, he was punting the ball on Sunday.
Hey, don't be a punt over there, dude. You hear me?
Sound more normal
Okay,
than-
don't be a
but-
fucking punt, pal. All right, listen. We need you. Is that what? I don't know. Is
He
that
just
what-
has an issue with the way that.
Oh, you hate the way he speaks?
Milk to him right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Does he really say milk?
No, I don't say milk. I say caramel, though.
Pittsburgh's a big milk town.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello.
I say milk.
Pillow. Yeah. All the ways.
Water.
Crick.
Roof.
Potato.
Roof.
Either
Slippy.
Wolf.
Up on a roof.
A lot of potatoes out there.
Really?
Hey, tomatoes as well, pal. Anyways, yeah, we did that once for punting.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Okay. So first off, I honestly didn't know what he meant at first, and then you guys kept acting like you had no idea what I was talking about.
You still do.
We didn't there for a little bit because, we were so dialed into the statement that he was making.
Yeah.
That's why this show is the show.
Which fantasy league is it where you have to they dye your poodle green if you lose? What is that?
Nick, actually, that happened to Nick. He didn't have a poodle, but he had to puke 4 or 5 times in one day. Yeah, I think.
Oh, the beer mile, right?
Yeah, the beer mile, the field goal.
Yeah, it was a boozy combine. Had to chug a beer in between running a 40-yard dash, kicking 2 field goals, throwing 2 balls as far as you can, punting 2 balls as far as you can, running a mile.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, I like the fantasy football community. I really do. I enjoy everything. The punishments, the amount of dedication it takes to be good at it, the shit talking, the trades, the strategery, But over here in reality, it's a little different story with Julio. Okay, so you just keep what's going on the internet. On the internet, we're just talking about the real world. Don't let that sway your narrative because he's not, in your starting lineup because he's questionable going into the game. He's playing 135 times out of 160 times, and it sucks. I'm sorry you can't take advantage of how good he is because the fucking Titans are about to. And this is a problem, AJ. I am flustered about. Always will be. What's that, Gump?
The Titans probably easier for them to pull the trigger after what happened with their first rounder last year too, right?
Yeah, he's already gone.
Yeah.
First round draft pick, home run, guaranteed. Look at the stats on that.
Yeah.
Not.
And they did not have a number 2 wide receiver this year. They were in some trouble there.
Yeah, because they lost tight end Johnu.
And
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis went to Jets.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Jets quietly, if you talk to any Jets fan,
awesome. Building a contender.
They're building something.
Massive. You want to have a moment of silence for the Jets stinking, AJ? Because that whole season might be over. That whole.
I don't know if they're going to stink. I have faith in Zach Wilson.
That's why we're
And
well, his mom has taken a step back from public life, right?
I believe his mom has taken a step back. Okay, the bright lights.
She's focusing on the game. She knows it's all about the ball.
That's right.
She should have one-woman show on Broadway.
That's a good idea.
What do you call it? Live from the shadows of New York City.
Yeah.
That's not easy over there with Spotlight. You know what I mean?
Especially on Broadway.
Hey, not just for Zach, by the way, who's out there slamming. His friends are slamming beers.
Oh, yeah.
At the Islanders games in the Coliseum. I like Zach because remember there was the picture thing.
Oh yeah,
where
that
he
was
looked
at the draft.
Looked like he had never been outside of Utah before, and then he's. Oh no! Oh no! And then the hooer thing from the mom. We thought there's no chance this dude was going to be able to survive outside of the cave he's been hibernating in, and he's out there at the Islanders games just. They're shotgun and say, "Hey, welcome to the world." By the way, here we go. Hey, we're back. And he's in there. They're winning out there. Bob Sala, I think, was at the game too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here we go.
Are football players the most talented drinkers of all sports?
Those hockey guys get after. I think rugby guys get after pretty heavily.
Baseball.
I don't know about baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah,
No, baseball guys can drink.
Yeah.
I was with old buddy Tony La Russa's been doing it a long time.
Shout out Tony.
Who was that guy? Was it bobblehead night?
AJ
Burnett. Yep.
Weapon.
Oh yeah, you guys.
I don't know if it was him though. That's alleged. I'm not sure.
But
he did start hours after me and him. Toasting to Pittsburgh. What a night.
4 in the
There's
morning.
the story of Wade Boggs drinking 65 beers on a cross-country flight.
Always Sunny.
Yeah.
David Wells.
Yeah.
No hitter.
On acid. Right?
No, he got real.
Like a 30 pack.
His eyes were bloodshot red. He's like, I could barely see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
LeBron made a game winner. He couldn't see either, too. So
True.
That's right. Maybe he's just poking the eye. Who's the acid guy?
That was Doc Ellis.
Love that.
That was great.
But I think hockey players get after it, too, I'd assume. I've seen, Lord Stanley Cup in Pittsburgh a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more than
Same with us.
every city in here, actually.
No, we're tied.
Since my existence? Since your existence?
Yeah, we're tied.
I don't think so, pal.
No, that is not the case.
Yeah.
In my lifetime,
3.
down there, south side of Pittsburgh, I have seen Lord Stanley more than any motherfucker on earth. Okay? All right? In the south side, those hockey guys get after it. I think they are a party community as well. They go hard. NBA guys, are they even able to?
Yeah, they go.
They're into wine. They're like sophisticated drinkers.
True.
They get after it. There's been some stories actually about the Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets partying together during this last little finals, this last little series in the first round.
Really? The Brooklyn Nets I didn't know they're friends with people.
Oh yeah, allegedly Kyrie and some of the Celtics players, they played around 18, went out, played their game. Then they had the elimination game. The Celtics stayed behind, partied with the Nets after they lost.
It sounds like Celtics players are fans a little pissed off about potentially the off-the-court exchange.
If the coach is getting fired or moving up and everything's changing, I mean, there's got to be something there, right?
Oh, okay.
There's got to be.
Wow.
Basketball players have all the power. Like you can't tell a basketball player what to do.
Yeah, because there's only a certain amount of 6'9", incredibly athletic, talented dudes out there, and they need them. They know it.
We know the Aussie Rules football guys. They get after it every day of the week.
Professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
Their stories of professional wrestlers being like rock stars almost because they, they have to travel and then they just go ahead and shut it down, travel, beat the shit out of their body, shut it down, travel like 5-6 nights, rolling into like 120, 300 nights a year. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you count that in the same vein, I think you should, by the way.
Absolutely.
I couldn't have done that, dude. One hangover takes me out. One match almost killed me. They were doing it every night. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did
It's
it.
different now, right? Like that doesn't seem like it's the same thing going on.
Yeah, science and cell phones, two things really changed, I think, the way everything kind of operates, Like what you're doing to your body is scientifically terrible. Okay, so don't do it. And also, everybody's going to see everything you're about to do. You cool with that? Is that good with you? No, okay, just what I thought. So go into your house, play some fucking video games. It's kind of what it's all become. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. They have to hide.
These young guys like Zion, he tried to shoot his shot at one girl or whatever.
At Duke.
And she just exposed him. I was like, this guy, he's not going to trust anybody for the rest of his life.
Can't.
Literally, the whole thing. Arch Manning.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be able to do anything since the day he was born as Arch Manning. But now with these ball flips, mid pump fake, dude, that's unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence, same thing. I don't know how.
I mean, Luck, right?
Andrew Luck.
Did Luck go
But
through
that was even, I think he was
a little before, yeah.
Like his whole life was not being tracked, Now everybody's tracked for everything. It's crazy. It's a crazy time to be somebody, I guess.
Is it?
It's a crazy time to be a cicada, too. That son of a bitch. Man. Those things were just in their little fucking holes. You know what I mean? They're little lean-tos.
So how long do they live when they come out?
No, we don't know. Everybody's saying 4 to 6 weeks all summer, but it's who the fuck knows? These things could have transformed in 17 years. Couldn't there have been some evolution underground with these sons of bitches that they aren't the same cicadas they were 17 years? Maybe. We don't know. That's what the scientists will say afterwards. Oh, it turns out this somehow was a different soiled cicada that came out. Oh,
okay.
But in 17 years from now, we'll be able to give you a little bit better description of what's going to go on. Because was I told? It was a celebration. These fucking cicadas were coming out. I saw it on local news. Yeah. Hey, look for it. Hey, I'm not looking for anything. I can hear them coming. All right. They're like, it's the first time in 17 years these things are coming to ground.
Who's celebrating these cicadas?
Local news before it happened.
Big insect.
Big. It was like, hey, they're coming back.
out.
17 years. It was like, did anybody say?
Comment.
Yeah.
See, I think that's horseshit.
Yeah.
We should
They
have been
say
told.
17 years. I swear to God, there were cicadas 7 years ago or so, and they're just saying, "Oh yeah, 17 years." It's so damn loud. I mean, it's ridiculous.
a different variant, probably.
They'll be here till September.
Yeah,
What is this, the brood?
We heard 4 to
brood.
6 weeks last summer too.
Well, we heard 2 initially, but then it did go to 4 to 6. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, there's a parade in Baltimore for cicadas.
Shut it down.
I'm going to use that Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, it's probably
Baltimore's having parades for cicadas, so let's not assume that everybody's making
Probably.
smart fucking decisions.
probably Jimmy Seafood fault.
It is Jimmy's
Could be.
famous.
Sons of
They
bitches.
are, aren't they?
Comes back to Jimmy.
That place is awesome.
Yeah.
The food is so good.
Delicious.
Ownership, good dudes, great dudes,
guys.
great conversation, but they continue to just push these things that are not. Now they're having parades for cicadas. Unbelievable.
Figure it out, Jimmy's.
They even dress them up too.
Oh, best crab cakes I've ever had in my life.
Bar none.
Yeah, by far.
They ship them, by the way, I think across the entire country. They show up somehow fresher than they are whenever they leave. Jimmy's famous.
Just as good.
But these goddamn parades for cicadas, get over it. Let's get to a break.
Shrimp of the ground.
I did see people eating.
People were eating them.
Well, I also saw there was a cookbook coming out, a couple of them.
Cicada cookbook.
Yeah, if you want to saute them, you can get a nice shellfish flavor.
Oh,
wow.
scampi.
Yeah,
I tried one in 07. Wasn't that bad?
couldn't have. That's less than 17 years ago.
It was 12-year ones.
I would have been 14. But that was a different cicada.
Point taken.
We're back on the other side. Show stinks. We know it. Answer some phone calls. See what everybody wants to talk about out there. Then we'll wrap things up. I have a phone call today. It's supposed to be pretty big.
Here we go.
What time?
It's at like 3:45 or something like that.
Good luck.
This thing has been rescheduled 4 times, this particular call.
Because of you?
Me, the other person. No, I've had to stand my ground. I have a schedule too. You know what I mean?
Well, he's going through a very high-profile divorce right now. I understand why you'd have to reschedule.
Okay, I'm not.
Come on, AJ.
I'm not talking Bill Gates. All right?
your best friend.
You can take
My
that
bad.
off.
You can't tell me these things off air because just like grocery store, bub. Just keep going.
We're back in 4 minutes with AJ Hoxie then.
Since 5:30 a.m. right now. Had incredible meetings though with the Memphis coaches and the Navy offensive coordinator. Got to record a podcast too. I mean, we got nothing but time. Nice dinner for Hasselbeck's birthday. This is my fault. I might be sleeping in the truck. It never ends, dude. I honestly don't know how it happens. Do you have a room?
Yeah, it's a big room.
You have a good room? It's nice. Take care of the boys. You know what I mean? I'll sleep on the street out here. I'll go busking with a guitar like I'm the next fucking Elvis. You know what I mean? I'll earn my way. This does seem to always happen. Are these couches available? That's my pillow too. I'm gonna need it because I'm gonna be sleeping on a fucking bench. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and brush my teeth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
No big deal. Just walking the streets of Memphis with my sack here and my pillow. We're walking in Memphis with no room to sleep in tonight. We're walking in Memphis. Right now I can fall asleep, but I fight. Walking in Memphis. Instagram models posing on stairs. Walking in Memphis. A couple methods right over there. My last hotel didn't have a room for me.
Baby, we have a room for you. Come on.
Hold up.
Do they set up a room for you already? I found you, baby. I got you. I got you. I got you today.
Appreciate that. Today is hour 14.
Y'all take care of Patrick, all right?
Boys, huh? King of the castle. Look, a view of the pool. All right, so now I gotta go to a production dinner and then record a podcast. Let's go ahead and do this. Just going, dude. I mean, honestly, today's tomorrow. Tomorrow was yesterday. You know, it just all kind of runs together. It's kind of a long walk. What the fuck? Are you kidding? Yeah, this is a palace. This is a special bathroom. We're going all night long.
Giving the old white guys something to complain about. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show.
Ooh. Okay.
This song's called Car Naps by DJ Griff. Let's hope you're in the back seat, not the front. Okay. AJ, you fall asleep in cars, planes, things of that nature?
Yeah, I fall asleep driving, man. It's a problem.
What? Jeez.
Have for years. One of the first gifts my wife got me after we met was this thing from like Sharper Image that sits on your ear, and when your head falls forward, it buzzes real loud to wake you up.
What?
Listen, AJ, I was going to read something about Gabby Insurance, get a better insurance, GABI insurance. I mean, it ties in perfectly here.
Guy needs it.
This is something you should think about, AJ. And also, is this a bigger problem that you drive with both feet, you sleep? Are you the worst driver ever? Are you the worst?
Or the best because I overcome all that adversity.
Yeah, we don't want adversity on the streets. You're the reason why insurances are so, just radically inflated.
Right, because I am very efficient.
No.
Opposite.
There are hundreds of companies out there claiming to compare auto and home insurance rates, but there's only one who actually does it. Get a better insurance with Gabi, G-A-B-I. And I know it because we've all done it. Ain't that right?
Oh, yeah.
Gabi is the one true comparison platform with fast, verifiable quotes, not ballpark guesses. Use your current policy to find a better policy, comparing your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers, and more, all in one place. Use your current insurance information to get started. It's free, and they only show policies that are same or better than your current coverage, many of them at a lower price. Gabi helped us find the right policy, super quick and easy to use. Gabi customers save, on average, $961 per year.
My God.
And they'll never sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. Put your policy to the test like we did. Get a better insurance with Gabi. It's totally free to check out. There's no obligation. Go to gabi.com/PATM. That's gabi.com/PATM and get a look at your new insurance policy. Now, with that being said, our other insurance policy is probably wildly inflated because there's a 2-foot and sleeping driver in Ohio that we got to keep an eye on. Is this not something you worry about? This has to be worrisome, does it not?
It's definitely worrisome if there's other people in the car, no question. But I try not. It's a certain time of day. I can drive all night. Like I can drive in the dark, whatever. I'm fine. It's that like 5 o'clock, the sun's starting to set, and I'm driving into that. That is what just puts me out.
Sun's getting lower, big guy.
Yeah, you're powered by the sun, huh? That's why you wake up early in the morning, and then you're like a superhero. You know what I mean? Was able to play through torn calf, torn groin, torn pec, 10 broken fingers, numerous knee surgeries needed, meniscus tears, and things like that. Can't beat a sunset.
No.
This son of a bitch is completely defeated against these sunsets, so much so that he has to get a device attached to his head while driving during the golden hour. That's a shame. You should move to Indiana because the sun doesn't set till 9, 10 at night. You'd be good. We got 14, 15 hours of sunshine over here every single day. You should be in Indiana, pal. Why don't you come over here for the good of your fucking life?
Come on, AJ. Come on, AJ.
Come on, AJ.
Did he play with it on? Under his helmet?
Yeah, do you have it built in? Is it like a
device?
Yeah.
No, I wore that for about 7 minutes in the car, and that thing is so annoying. I absolutely would not.
The point.
Well, yeah, but you need it, dude.
You need a deer whistle to keep you awake driving.
You know what's annoying, dude? Is when I'm driving down the road and I'm wondering, is that person driving with 2 feet? Now, is that person driving with 2 feet potentially likely to fall asleep at the wheel?
Fucking not enough.
Hey, either way,
man
both
alive,
of those things, dude. Falling asleep and driving with 2 feet is still much safer than people that drive and text.
I
don't know.
No, it's not.
Falling asleep, dude.
No, listen. You can't even think about driving and texting, and I appreciate you having that self-awareness because that's what the world needs. If you can't do it, don't do it. AJ can't stay awake when he's driving. He should not be texting while he's driving, although it might keep you awake. But the problem with texting and driving, and I'm not a texter and driver, I'm a motorcycle driver or rider, so I've seen, what it does. It's the bad people who can't do it, who refuse to believe that they can't do it, that kind of give the overall thing for. I think there are some people that can't. You shouldn't do it. Okay, you shouldn't do it. But there are some people I think that get away with it. Not me, because I am a motorcycle rider. But there are people that get away with it that it's like, I didn't even know that you were potentially in the middle of whatever you're doing. There's other people, though, it's like, why the fuck are you this confident in your driving abilities? Who told you could be texting somebody of no importance with your zoomed in font and thinking you can do that while driving? That's the thing that we have to address, I think, in this world.
You think we can have you thought about wearing the yellow driving sunglasses? Because that'll probably help. It makes it look like it's daytime.
You're talking about the military ones.
Yeah.
Military
I told you,
grade.
I can drive. I can drive very well at night when the sun is down. It's that magic hour.
These you would have no idea what time it is.
All right, let's go to Big Jake in Wisconsin. He seems to be safe from a potential AJ Hawk driving a missile.
By the way, WebMD does say that he has narcolepsy.
All right, big day. You're a narcoleptic, dude.
I mean, I fell asleep with old Wetzel, I believe. So hey, I don't know.
Good night,
AJ. That was so disrespectful.
Yeah,
Which
did.
no, all that's telling you is it was not Wetzel. I could fall asleep in any situation, even driving my own car.
Never have in the history of the show. You've been on every day almost for like the last 2 years or whatever. Only when Wetzel started speaking the truth did you start to nod off. But you're right. Could happen anytime, I guess. Even when you're driving, fuck with your kids.
He probably has Axel fucking nibbling on his ankles the whole time.
Yeah, right now you think?
A lot of comments on the internet right now that AJ does have narcolepsy and he should not be behind the wheel of a car.
Okay, so everybody take a vote now. Should the two-footed sleeping stooge driver ever step foot behind a wheel ever again?
Nay.
No. Okay, if you think he should never drive again, please say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I mean, I oppose.
Not even. No,
Sorry, pal.
You missed the
Get
vote.
a driver, dude. Get a driver. Have Axel drive you around. It feels like he's more safe on the road than you, dude.
So, trust me, when the kids are in the car, there's no chance I'm falling asleep.
Oh, sure. Now you say that.
Because Axel's punching me in the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that
It's more
sharper
dangerous because
image.
I'm reaching back, trying to get him trying to push him back in his seat, get a seatbelt back on him, all those things.
Hey, you want to fucking drive, Axel?
Come here.
I'm not drunk. Your dad's not drunk. He just sleeps. Daddy's falling asleep every time he's behind the wheel as soon as we get home. Your dad's going to happy hour. We got to talk about that. Saying you're a narcoleptic, though, in the comments, they would never lie. What's going on, Devin? Wisconsin.
Am I on?
Yeah, Devin, what's going on in Wisconsin?
Awesome. So, yeah, I had a question about off-season obligations for rookies and players of the lower class. Do they ever have to do youth football camps and stuff like that?
Hold on, Devin. What, you just said lower class made me think of something here.
Like rookies.
Hey, Devin, hold on. Yeah, shut the fuck
stringers.
out, Devin. Hold on 1 second. We'll get to your question in a second. I'm sure it's good. I have to talk about this. The macaques.
Oh.
Okay, the monkeys in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
They live in a class-tiered system.
Uh-huh.
If you're a macaque baby, macaque monkey in Sri Lanka, born to the royal group family of monkeys, you are taken care of. If you are a baby macaque in Sri Lanka, born in the lower class, the lower tier, they will spit on that monkey, that macaque. Yeah. They will spit on that macaque. So that's a documentary I watched on Disney Plus, by the way. It was called Disney Earth. Thank you so much for asking, Devin. We have breaking news. The Bucs have agreed on a revised contract for Super Bowl winning coach Bruce Arians that includes a pay raise, while GM Jason Light has a new deal that ensures he'll be in Tampa Bay for multiple years. Well deserved for the champs. Okay, so the ownership group for the Buccaneers have said to Jason Light and BA, you came in 2 years, you won us a Super Bowl in our house. We're built, there's cranes all over the city. We absolutely love what you're doing. Stick around. BA said, I already retired once. Hated it. Not doing it again. All right, got more family time in. Jason Light said, you're allowing me to pay everybody. We'll keep Greenberg on the team. Good for BA, good for Jason Light, good for the Bucs. And for however long Tom Brady wants to play for, feels like we got to stare down an NFC that has the Bucs being very, very important to it, AJ.
I mean, this is not surprising at all. It absolutely should happen, and they should absolutely capitalize and get all the money they can coming off the Super Bowl year and revitalizing the whole city, really, because we all know, like, at some point, it's going to go downhill. So get everything you can right now.
Bingo. And who's negotiating that deal?
They all have agents.
Yeah, but Jason Light's negotiating with lead counsel of the team, I guess. Is that Greenberg?
I wonder. Yeah, how do they make that work?
Yeah, it's got to be Greenberg, right? Because does that factor into the salary cap?
Who's the owner? No, their coaches. You're good.
Glazer?
So the Glazer family goes to Greenberg. Hey, listen, we want every player. Don't care what the cap is. We want every GM and coach we got. Go get them.
Figure it out.
And Greenberg's like, you got it. Let me go ahead and everybody's back. And guess what? Coach AQ Shipley's doing.
Yeah.
He was asking a question. I cut him off because there was breaking news. And I would like to be very transparent. Zito did come into my ear and say, we have breaking news. Fuck this guy, basically.
Okay.
Is what he says.
Sorry. Yeah.
But I think he was talking about off-season workouts for the younger guys. Like, just like Darius Butler said during his boycott thing, like, the younger guys have to be at OTAs, man. You have the relationship you have to build up to try to make the team, to learn some things. I understand JC Tretter and the players try to make a play for something that every player has wanted for a long time, but I never saw how the young guys were going to be able to do it just in a reality world. And now the Browns defense is going, but the offense isn't because Tretter is the center. So it's like this has all been a big conversation that I'm not sure we're going to see any change from, but I do like the fact that they ruffled some feathers, hopefully for the future, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely helps as a young guy to be there and taking reps in OTAs. Even though you're not wearing pads, it's not real football. You're still at least seeing an offense in front of you and trying to learn the defense. But I think the caller also, before he got cut off, said something about, like, do young guys have to do camps and stuff? I think he was asking, like, hey, do they have to do all the garbage work that vets aren't going to do and don't want to do? Like, go, show up somewhere they don't want to and shake hands. Like Lonnie Paxton said, he would always take those if those were available. Yeah. But Lonnie's like, hey, I got it. I don't need paid. I want to go network, and look where he is now.
Yeah, and community Tuesdays are a big thing, I think, for the Indianapolis Colts. I assume a lot of teams. Normally that is a lot of the younger guys. And for me, I want I got a chance to do a lot of really cool things on the community Tuesdays my rookie year, second year. And you kind of, you meet organizations and then you further I think that's kind of what it's about. Like, building homes or whatever for the, what's that called?
Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, like that, and then military stuff, and then the Riley Hospital, Peyton Manning. Like, there's always, and I think it's kind of to introduce you to the city almost. I don't think teams expect a lot of veterans to go to that, or places expect a lot, but it's always nice to get involved in a community that you're going to represent on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. I think that's a good move. I felt a great obligation to get to do cool stuff here in Indianapolis, and I think a lot of players feel that way, and it's normally younger folks. Yeah, it's kind of, and also younger guys got nothing else to do.
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, they usually don't have families. They're not like Tuesday is usually a day where a guy could take his kids to school for one day that week and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or you could do a show with Bob and Tom in the morning.
Yeah.
And then go build a house in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And then, be tired of shit on Wednesday and be like, I should probably take off some Tuesdays. You know what I mean? This is an off day. It's a rest day. But, got to be able to give back to society.
Hey, if I ever did anything, I'd try to do it on Monday afternoon or Monday night, because Tuesday was the off day.
Yeah. That was always a good move. I think there's some teams that do Mondays off, by the way.
I would not like that.
Well, science came in and said,
makes the week feel longer if it starts on Tuesday then.
Yeah, I agree. But I think some guys that I've been a teammate with that we had Tuesdays off went somewhere where Mondays were off, and they were actually like, not bad.
Pretty sweet.
Not bad, because they come in late Tuesday.
I don't care about that. I'd rather come in early and go home early.
Well, it's because you're powered by the sun, and you would potentially die on that drive home.
Yeah.
Did you ever crash almost after practice, driving home from practice from the field to the facility with your dozing ass? You know what I mean? Did you ever?
It was only maybe like a 6-minute ride from Lambeau to where I lived. I tell you what, that especially there, the sun goes down early, especially in the winter in Green Bay. That's a 6 minutes, terror ride for me sometimes.
It's not a terror ride for you, dude. It's a terror ride for everybody else in your car. And they didn't even know.
It's not as bad as you're making it sound.
This guy's in cleats. He's driving with both feet. He's got his helmet on. Why does he still have his helmet on?
Helmet bouncing off the steering wheel.
Let's go to Big Jake in Wisconsin again. What's going on, Big Jake?
Hey, Pat, boys, how we doing down there?
Hey, not too shabby. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, yeah, so I got a question for Connor over there, because I think we've been letting it skate a little bit, because I didn't forget about this, all right? That dude is dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging A.J. Dillon and those fucking dump trucks for legs that he has.
Wow.
Wrap it up.
Talking about
get that
Quadzilla.
mustache,
Probably smarter than Connor.
All right, Big Jake, thank you for that. I saw him at a kid's birthday party the other day. He looks fast. He was out running all those kids. Yeah, he mossed them all too. His Quadzilla and Quadfather, shout out. Uh-huh. Are you ever going to, when is this going to happen? When are you going to stand in front of the freight train?
I got in Oklahoma drill, shape. I've been waiting, but at this point, we're so close to the season. I don't want anything bad to happen to A.J. Dillon, especially with the impending troubles at quarterback. They're going to need that running game big time this
Ground
year.
and pound this year, potentially.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you don't want to be the reason why that can't happen.
Not me, because what happens? I slip, I fall, I trip, I hit him in the knee. All of a sudden, the guy's out for 6 to 8 months.
What's the guy that sits right next to you every day going to do?
He's going to smack me in the mouth every single morning.
I'll smack him in the mouth.
So, Big Jake, you just can't. It's for the good of the Packers, AJ.
Yeah.
You can't take him low, Connor. You know that. If it's a duel like that, you can't go low.
Slipped, he said.
I said if I slip and fall, my strategy is to jump and tackle his head. So I don't think that also either really helps anybody out.
Let's go to Michael in Detroit. What's going on, Michael? High man wins. That's what they say.
Yep. Yeah. Kill the head.
Snake will die. What's going on, Michael? The body will die.
How's it going?
Hey, just hanging out, man. What do you want to talk about?
So before I get into my point, I had a quick question about the Ryan Tannehill, Julio Jones trade. In the next 3 years that they have Julio Jones, do you think they're going to win any championships?
I think there's a chance, huh? Hey, there's a chance over there. You don't think so?
So no. Okay.
Okay.
Like an AFC South championship?
Yeah, AFC South.
That ain't banner, dude.
I mean, no, it's Super Bowl. My fault.
Hey, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. They're at least trying, though. I think
Bud Dupree helps.
He was going to say, I think, that he didn't believe in Tannehill. He thought Tannehill was going to lose it for him. And D-Butt said, hey, if I'm playing now, I'm making Tannehill beat me. Stats say Tannehill can do that.
He has been beating people.
Are those stats different because they got Derrick Henry? Probably. Are they going to remain different, though, because now they got Julio? Probably. I think Tannehill's a guy, people are saying.
Yeah. I think he's proven people wrong that thought he wasn't. Like, he's put a couple solid years back-to-back there in Tennessee.
AJ, anything to say to the Sirius XM listeners before we get off the air here in about 20 seconds? Chris Mad Dog Lucy is next.
Hopefully Mad Dog enjoyed the Mayweather-Logan Paul fight. It seems like something he would love, but he will have a great show.
I'm excited to hear him talk about it. He's not allowed to like it, by the way, like historian, old school. I understand. I thought it was a great spectacle. Congrats to them on making a lot of money, taking some punches to the face, and keeping it moving. We'll be back tomorrow with a massive show. Be a friend, tell a friend. Sports Talk Legend is next. I mean, what a sell, dude. What a throw, what a lead, what a sell.
Well done.
Fucking
nice job,
dude.
Yeah. Nice job.
Huh? Fucking hey, bro.
Hey, with the Jesus and Meru situation, I honestly didn't mind it that much because my expectations going in were very low. I was like, this is an impossible situation.
What did you just say?
I mean, you come after this guy for saying punt and then throw that gibberish.
Go back. What did I say?
That was mush.
Anyways, I respect. Hey, the names are completely wrong, but like,
tell me again.
You said Jesus Miros. Like,
I didn't say Miro.
You did.
Yeah.
No, I said Miru.
Miru.
Right, whatever the case, you ruined it.
I said Jesus and Miru.
Jesus walks with me. I find them very entertaining. I just wish there was some little burying the Paul brothers. I get it. I get it. But still, and I think they were talking about, how awesome it was and everything, at times. But it was just everybody feels like they got to bury him. I'm like, what else would we be watching last night if they fucking didn't?
You're still trying to sell the fight. That's the point that's being missed. You're trying to put him over.
And Jake, by the way, is now on Showtime. So, them saying, nah, he's a fucking idiot too, scram. It's well, that's not good for future Jake Paul fights, right? Which is on Showtime. It just, I think at some point maybe it'll stop. I don't know, after the Davidson stuff, I'm like, all right, Davidson burying Jake Paul. Is this a part of the bit? And it was like, no, actually, he's leaving Triller probably because of it. And then now it's like, hey, these dudes are bringing some eyes to, and we got nothing else going on. I don't know if you know this. We got nothing.
Hey, where's Triller? So what's Triller doing?
Dead in the water.
I do believe Triller's potentially DED. Now, I did download their app, and I thought I was going to get into it.
Yeah.
I think you can make music videos on it.
Oh, really?
Sweet. I think so, yeah. I think you can make music videos on it.
Why don't they promote that? I didn't know they were doing that shit.
I don't know. I do not know.
Okay.
I've not opened the app. I did download it, though.
That's a cool idea.
I had some grand plans
for
that thing, and I did not open it since, especially after what they did to Jake. Hey,
messed up.
Burying Jake out there.
Can't do it.
Do you like the performances? You thought there'd be more? I thought there'd be a little bit more, entertainment, maybe
I didn't.
Ricky
Not on
Ross,
Showtime, I didn't.
Ooh.
Showtime's kind of buttoned up. Showtime's like CBS. I didn't think it would be crazy like the other one.
What about Ricky Ross, though? Come on. Fucking Pitbull, dude.
Mr. 305.
What are we doing?
Wait, did Pitbull perform? I didn't see that.
That's what I'm
Unfortunately,
saying.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Pitbull, there's any occasion Pitbull makes better.
in his suit too.
Yeah, if you brought imagine Pitbull, like old Sean DePaul, get him in there, we'll be good.
Someone give it to
Sean DePaul.
Sean DePaul.
I know that's not his name.
The Logan's brother.
Sean DePaul.
Someone give it there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go to Greg in Michigan. Greg, 2Gs. What's going on, dude?
Hey, Pat. Thanks for having me on. Just two quick.
Thanks, Greg.
Or three.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Quick question.
Log in from
Did
my
you
cousin.
get a chance to see the PLL lacrosse this weekend? And
Hell yeah.
Number two, with your internet colossus, can you get gambling on the FanDuel platform? Because it's not available.
For lacrosse?
Yeah, for lacrosse.
Greg, great question. I'm not
Who's
sure.
making those
Is it a
lines?
regulated sport?
Ah, yeah. There are lines on. That's a fair
I thought they were
question.
just scrimmaging out there.
That's a fair question.
Hey, I like that league. I watch
Not an
that
exhibition.
league. I'm a fan of that league.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah?
I was just saying that to stir the pot. I did not mean that. I'm a lacrosse guy.
Yeah.
Hey, guy, a water dog got a cross check from a lacrosse right to his head.
Hey, you were watching.
After scoring a goal this weekend.
Messed up.
Oh, man.
I haven't seen. Hey, for the record, I haven't seen any of the PLL, but I knew it was a real professional league, and they weren't. I knew it was sanctioned, and they weren't just out there slapping.
Oh, whoa. What are you trying to do? You're trying to babyface here? I want to let everybody know that I do believe it is I don't know, man. Why don't they have it on there? That seems like something they should put on.
We when like the head of FanDuel was on our show, we asked them, and he said it's not worth the work, pretty much, because no one bets on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that
Checks
being
out.
final
Checks
say. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so the answer was, if people will bet on it, we would do it. But
Hey, we got coders. You ever see Social Network? We got people with headphones on coding to get that thing in there 12, 13 hours a day. And then when it gets in there, and we got 12, 13 people betting on it. Can't have it, dude. Can't have it. That's wild. I would bet on it.
Absolutely. I mean,
What team's Rabble on?
the Boston Cannons.
Oh, wow.
Paul Rabel.
Winners. That's
Yeah.
what I'm betting on.
Hell yeah.
Guy owns the
Rabble?
league, huh?
Yeah, they're crushing it this weekend.
What's that?
You say Rabble? Is that what you called him?
That's because I dabble in Rabble's content.
Yeah.
You hear me?
It's
So
a
that's
nickname.
kind of, I'm a big, yeah.
You're a rabble rouser.
I am a rabble rouser.
Rowdy Rabbler.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I thought you would be. I thought you would be all over the place, standing on your soapbox, talking about your boy Pulisic with the PK.
We did earlier. I did stand on my soapbox, but Julio kind of got in the way, because it's kind of mixed feelings. But we got the guy.
Yes.
Been saying it for 2 years now at this point.
Yep.
As soon as I learned, Ty says we got a guy, respect, but I think we got the guy.
Yeah.
And I actually watched this dude play soccer for the first time on my cell phone at my bachelor party in Michigan. Chelsea was playing because I had learned that an American soccer player was now on Chelsea. I had learned that an American soccer player was scoring for I had learned that an American soccer player put Chelsea on his goddamn back at the time, coming out of quarantine, doing it obviously in a social distant and safe way. Now he's a fucking Champions League champion. Now he wins this CONCACAF Nations League thing. And now we got the guy. We're going to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Gio Reyna right next to him. He's like 12 years old.
Yep.
He's unbelievable too. We got the team. We did it. Everybody in it's the world sport. They love it. Oh, you guys can't keep up with us over here. Only a certain amount of Americans. We're actually not going to start this guy who's clearly better than the German guy that can't even dribble a ball that's in his. But I mean, clearly because he's an American. Tide's turning, pal. We got the guy.
Yep.
And you're right. I should have. It's not a soapbox, by the way, because a soapbox is normally bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to you from a soccer aficionado.
Yeah. From your pulpit, like a pastor.
Bingo. If you want to call me Jack Easterby on this thing, do what you need to do.
Sure.
I'm just telling you, we got the guy. Now, Gumpy, our footy guy, Christian Pulisic is the guy.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute slot. Mexico's goalie saved a bunch of penalties. The only reason they made it to the final, like that was top shelf, pressure on.
He got the penalty. He drew the penalty.
penalty.
I'm taking the penalty. Everybody can eat shit. All right, we're in
man.
extra time here. I got the penalty. There's no conversation. All right, I'm taking this thing. He goes, shirt's coming off. Top's off as soon as this son of a bitch goes in, by the way. There wasn't even a shred of doubt. You know why? He's the guy.
Yeah. Yep.
We got he's handsome as fuck, too.
Our game now.
Cool tats.
future is now.
Just need the center backs to figure it out.
Hey,
They will.
world sport, our trophies, dude.
Yeah, it's coming home.
Have you figured out when the World Cup is yet?
No, we're not sure when it is, but we do know. 2021, 7?
It's in Qatar, 2022.
2022, just like we thought. Yeah, just like we thought.
December, right?
Can't wait.
2026 is Canada,
Still happening in Qatar?
So we're going to go back to back in Qatar. Yeah, they did build the stadiums.
Oh, man.
Let's take a moment of silence, though, for... Moment past, everybody that built those stadiums did die.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to properly do it, we'd have to do the next 4 shows worth of silence because I think that's how many people died building those things. But
And we can't do that.
we can't do that.
We wish we could, though.
Yeah.
And we hope to never have to do it again.
Exactly.
But if we did want to do it, when you're building stadiums in the middle of the desert, it turns out it is not safe.
I'm not sure we want that World Cup. I think we want the following.
The
2026. Yeah, because it feels like playing on cursed human remains is a problem.
I want all of them.
You can get a World Cup. You get a World Cup, my
Yeah,
friend.
if they want to bubble cup this thing, if this is a COVID cup, I don't give a... We want it.
It's not a COVID Cup. It's you're playing on top of human remains.
Oh, Death Cup.
Thank you, builders.
I think we should honor
It's to honor them.
those that
have fallen,
passed for that stadium.
Yes.
They're going to wear the initials of all the people that passed away during the building of these stadiums on their jerseys.
Bingo. But we want everybody to know that we are bummed about it, but this is the reality of it.
It's going to look like the Declaration of Independence.
That's what happens.
Maybe one of those photos that have so many graphics on it. If you look, you cross your eyes, it's 3D.
Oh, yeah.
That actually might be it.
Put that on all the shorts.
But anyways, we do want to win that one, and we will win that one, and we will go Canada USA one, where I assume the stadiums will be used that are already built. Maybe?
I would like to say Mexico is also hosting for that Olympic or for that World Cup. I didn't want to leave them out. Like
is it the entire CONCACAF?
What?
Sounds like
Canada, the U.S., and Mexico are hosting the 2026 World Cup. The final is in the U.S., obviously. But
Look, I'm happy we got that right because we're going to win it. But what does CONCACAF stand for?
It is Central America,
Orlando,
Caribbean.
It's got to be
Canada.
North American.
Canada.
It feels like it's just North America.
Where? though?
Caribbean's definitely
Where
in there.
is it?
Conca.
So CON, is that continental? What is
United States, Canada, and the South. It says
Oh,
But the South, like Tennessee?
Really clears it up.
the Confederation of North Central America and Caribbean Association Football.
Okay, there it is.
Okay.
There it is. We got it. Run that back one more time. The Confederate.
The Confederation of North Central America and Caribbean Association Football.
The Confederation of Central.
North Central.
No. I think the N is part of Confederation.
Oh, it's not.
Can we just say who are all the teams that compete in this?
You
It's
got
the-
Trinidad, Tobago.
It's the CONCACAF, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, you know, AJ.
It's the CONCACAF.
Still haven't cleared really much up.
There it is.
Confederation of North Central American and Caribbean Association Football. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Thank
dude.
you, CONCACAF.
And by the way, hey, all of you, we're the fucking champs, dude.
Suck it.
Suck it, dude.
What was option B for your name? Like,
What if somebody else gets added? Could you imagine if South America gets added to this thing? I mean,
Oh, fuck.
It's going to be tough.
CONCACAF.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you're going to have to add another CONCACAF.
Yeah.
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF. I think you still have to get
Okay.
It has to be a CONCACAF.
Okay.
Well, to understand the CONCACAF, you have to understand history, which was the NAFC merged with the CCCF in 1961.
And nobody was willing to give up a letter.
Nope.
We're all keeping it, okay? We're not even doing the hyphenated last name. We're keeping both names. We're just mixing them together. What sounds good? No.
No.
Knock?
Closer, but
Oh, look, if we do this one, look, I think I figured it out. Con, because that's what we're doing to people.
Uh-huh.
And then Ka, that's you guys.
Yeah.
And then here's our Ka, that's us. And then what? We're just Federation at the end, right? Yeah. CONCACAF.
Worked out.
Wow.
Nailed it.
We did it.
Start a fucking tournament. Start a tournament. Let's do it. We did it, though. We won it all. Who cares?
Yes.
AJ? Who cares? We won it.
You won that? Like, what is that? Okay. How big of a tournament is that? Is it
Big
huge?
deal. They said it's like
massive.
the Euros. The Euros are about to happen. This is kind of like the
First time.
It was kind of the undercard of the Euros. And as Diggs was getting to our fantasy football, it was the first time that was a tournament. So, I mean,
Inaugural champs.
only champs this tournament has ever seen.
Wow.
The United States of America. And not only does the CONCACAF Cup come home, the World Cup's going to do the same goddamn thing.
Hell yeah.
If they let us into the Euros, by the way, don't you worry about that. Guess who's coming home?
It's ours.
Europe, but we're going to kick you out. Taxation without representation, I don't think, but we will take your cup. Don't tax us on it.
The Gold Cup is at the end of the summer. That's the much more big one. For,
we'll take
for
that
CONCACAF.
one too.
Yeah, we'll take the
Feed us
gold,
the
the
Gold
world,
Cup.
the CONCACAF.
See, but that's
the
interesting
Fiesta
because I
Gold.
was seeing a lot of people that were pissed because they were saying CONCACAF title is the second most prestigious after a World Cup.
Is it?
Well,
America's involved.
Yeah.
They are.
So we definitely think that.
And, we did win last night. So, I mean, even superseding the gold medal is the CONCACAF champion.
People are saying soccer game of the decade last night, by the way.
It was a banger.
Soccer game of the decade.
That goalie came off the bench as a sub and saved a penalty at the end of the game.
You're talking about Ethan Horvath.
Plays for Club Bruges.
Thank you, Horvath.
Hey, this kid, he said 9, didn't he? Over there, Club Bruges.
So can our team, like the young guys, play in the Olympics this summer? Or
They
no?
speak German there?
It's
What's
under
that?
21.
There's a little German in Belgium.
Yeah, a little Dutch, a little English.
Wait, you got to be under 21 to play in the Olympics?
I believe the Olympics is under 21 or under 23.
And
Why,
by
they
the
don't
way,
want to
we-
win or why?
No, that's just how the
the rules.
Olympics
You're
is.
allowed. Aren't you allowed to take like 2 or 3 guys that are over 23 gum?
Yeah, but we don't try, right? That's kind of that team. We do have a bunch of guys that are under 23 or whatever the age is that could win that thing. But that's why I tweeted last night, is this our good team or not? Like, I didn't know what am I getting into? Am I getting into the Olympic team that's trying out that stinks and didn't qualify? Or am I getting a team that's going to win the World Cup? B, by the way, was the answer. Although it looked like the Olympic team there minute 11 into the goddamn thing. But, I mean,
Is the Olympic team set yet?
we didn't make the Olympics, dude.
Not in the Olympics.
What about the next World Cup team? Is that set?
Yeah, you saw them last night. They're going to have to figure out
so
the
they're not going to
defense.
switch around much?
The center backs are going to need some work.
Can I?
Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Pretty good chest, you know what I mean?
Here we go.
Just can't be giving up free headers in your own 6-yard box.
Oh, and that's kind of, I feel like at this point, too.
That's your.
You know what I mean? Up here.
Well, the one kid's young.
Your
He'll
MO.
be-
I mean, the cardio, I don't know if I'm going to get there, though. How many years we got?
One.
Nobody knows.
Man.
Qatar in November.
We do know, dude. Oh. Yeah, we're a big soccer show, bro. We're going to win the World Cup. We got to cover it. You hear me? We got to
So
cover
is this
it.
like this is the biggest win for the men's team in how long?
No, well, since, Landon Donovan put that fucking goal in against the...
Algeria.
It was Algeria. I
Yeah,
think.
it was. Yeah, that's probably the biggest goal that we've ever had, biggest moment we've ever had. But since then, a lot of Dahn time. All right, a lot of guys that aren't even, a lot of people that weren't even like proud to play for the America team. Almost like they were citizens of other places also playing for us. It was almost like we were almost like a hand-me-down team from other places for a long time, and now. Our guys went and learned other places.
Yeah, right.
And now we're taking. Now we are benefiting from it. It's a good time to be a U.S. men's soccer fan.
Guys that have dual citizenship are finally picking the U.S.
I mean, you
over.
got guys playing for Barcelona. Reina plays for Dortmund.
Chelsea.
I mean, they're
We got the best player on
quality
earth.
players, man.
Yeah, we're playing.
We got an American guy running the show again.
Yeah.
Goddamn Jurgen Klinsmann tried to take us into the ground.
He was trying to fly us right into the goddamn flukezoid.
He
dude.
was.
What was he all about?
I don't know.
Clint Dempsey was fired up. The coach was wearing Travis Scott's last night.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
That kickoff show, AJ, did you hear about the kickoff show? It stole some headlines.
For what? The boxing match?
No, the soccer one.
I didn't know there was a soccer game happening.
Wake up.
That's part of the problem, and that's going to be a part of. That's why when Pulisic,
They don't market. This is a gigantic win, and nobody knows.
People do know we're telling them, but also him taking his shirt off and them having that photo moment. I mean, and Pulisic telling in America which we were told about before the game that it was going to be a pro-Mexico crowd in America, and do not even say that it is an American home game. Or I will choke you, a guy said on the kickoff show. Actually said that live on TV. Oh, yeah. He said that.
Yeah.
It was wild. But Pulisic, and then when they get the second most precious trophy in soccer, the CONCACAF Nations Cup, he grabs that thing, and they have a moment, by the way. He's got some moxie. They have a moment. And the whole team starts like going crazy. I mean, it's good. This team is going to be a marketable team, I think. And if they can be worth a shit, which it seems like they're going to win the World Cup, that's us taking another sport and becoming the best at it.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
on home.
You're welcome, soccer. We did it.
Soccer feels like hockey a lot, to where either you're all in, you're diehard, or you just don't see any of it.
Yeah, I will only watch the national teams, and that's strictly because I'm like, we did it.
Those clips were moving last night, though. Like Pulisic's penalty was at like a million
how you say his
before
name?
midnight.
Oh my God, AJ, fucking have some respect. He's the guy.
I'm trying to learn.
on,
I'm trying
Hawk.
to learn, man. Can someone please educate me? I've heard it a couple different ways.
Take a shot at it. What do you think it is?
You say Pulisic.
I say Pulisic.
No, you don't. You've never put a CH
That's
out
a Canadian, though. That's a Canadian saying it.
Yeah,
you know?
it's Christian Pulisic, dude.
Hey, say it, Gump. I want to hear you.
Pulisic?
I'm not ever going to say that. I'm not ever going to say that.
AJ, your turn.
How is it? It's Pulisic, as Pat says.
Okay, so you're deciding to spit in this guy's face too, allegedly, because in your head you clearly thought that I was wrong, and you're going.
No, I'm saying Gump is wrong. You're right.
I feel like Gump's probably right though.
No, where we are right now, Pat is right.
No.
Gumpy's saying how the Europeans say it.
It's a last name, though. It's a last name,
I
doesn't
ain't
it?
saying that
he's a
way.
fucking American.
Yeah. How does he say it? How does he, when he does it, how does he say it?
Aluminium.
Controversy. There's Pulisic.
Pulisic.
Pulisic?
Pulisic.
Oh my God.
I ain't
that's
saying it that
name.
way.
The name itself is Croatian, so it's probably
with a CH there?
Yeah. Like Mandzukic.
We won't get it wrong. Hey, we'll get it right. Pulisic, which is a Croatian name, is technically supposed to be pronounced Pulisic.
Pulisic?
Pulisic.
Nah, it's Pulisic. They're wrong.
Pulisic. Pulisic, however, who was born in the United States, prefers for his surname to be said as Pulisic in an Americanized fashion with a hard K.
There you go.
You were right, though. You said where we're at right now is
We're
right
both
now.
we're both right. Everybody's right.
Just like I thought.
Pulisic.
Soccer's our sport.
Give us the World Cup now.
Bingo.
Tournament's over.
Hey, we'll get it in 5 years. How about it?
All right, fine.
Canada does too, and Mexico.
Okay.
And Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Yep.
What about Puerto Rico?
I think they'll have a game.
Okay.
That's where Logan Paul's from, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
wild.
wild.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Fighting out of Puerto Rico.
That was awesome. I remember he moved there, remember?
Yeah.
That was a big deal. I didn't know that was still. Let's go to Garrett in Iowa. What's going on, Garrett?
Hey, what up, Pat? I have a statement to make. I know you guys have NFC North fans up in there, but Minnesota Vikings are going to go all the way to the Super Bowl, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be gone. And Mike, One Eye, Glass Eye Zimmer, Kirk, If I Die Cousins, most tenured in the league at this point, or in the division, I should say. Going to lead their way all the way there. And I have no doubt about it.
Okay, I appreciate you, Garrett. Dalvin
You might
Cook,
have a few doubts, maybe a couple.
Dalvin Cook looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks unbelievable right now. Social media. He said to us it's the first time he's felt healthy, so he's gotten to work on some stuff. That Vikings team is legit, just a couple years removed from going down in New Orleans and beating the push-off from a guy that's now a giant, Kyle Rudolph. He was at the Knicks game, by the way, Madison Square Garden. Hope he's enjoying a big city life now. But a push-off a little bit, some would say. But they still beat New Orleans in New Orleans when they were a team in the playoffs just a couple years ago. If Aaron Rodgers isn't a Green Bay Packer this season, there's a lot of conversation to be had by everybody in the NFC North, including the Vikings and MCDC.
That's right. Thank you.
Ain't that right? Down there in the Lydons, dude.
Hey, it is,
Anyone's
but,
division if Aaron's gone. Ty says it all the time to me. Hey, Evan, if Aaron's in the division, you got no shot.
That's true. Unfortunately, the Vikings don't have a chance because they were wearing those diapers on their heads a couple weeks ago. And
Good point.
They're
True.
kind of just done.
People forget about the long-term effects of that type of thing. You know?
Old diaper heads.
Well, don't you think, Pat, if Aaron Rodgers he's not with Green Bay, he's not in the NFC North, everybody there, it's up for grabs then. Who knows? Like, they go in with, when Aaron's there in Green Bay, they're all hoping to win the division. They're like, okay, maybe let's try to make it work. If he's not there, I feel like their confidence, everybody in the division grows a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially Justin Fields. I like that give and take he had with his quarterback coach where he said somebody got drafted to the wrong team. Packers, dude, they stink. Mm-hmm. What if the Bears are all the way back? Anybody think about that?
Hell yeah, Bear die.
Hey, they traded a couple picks to get Justin Fields on their team.
Oh, yeah.
I don't hear a single Bears fan saying, God damn it, I wish we had those picks. Now, if he stinks, they will say,
Oh, yeah. We
Should have kept those picks.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a chance Justin Fields will stink.
No.
There's a chance he's going to be great, too. We have no idea, don't we?
Not with the Coleman standard.
That's what makes the NFL so great.
You don't want to jump out, take Trubisky. That doesn't work out. He's in Buffalo, and then similar thing happens to Justin Fields.
Yeah, but I think they thought, since we already did the Trubisky, does this matter if it's good or not? Like, people already...
Can't be worse
They
than
know
that
if it doesn't work, we're out of here anyway. We know.
Yeah. Let's go to totals in Florida. What's going on down there, dude?
With a D?
Hot. Just like that take you had about the fake Sixers coming to play the Hawks, and they ended up getting beat down.
I was right?
No. You said the Sixers were going to play we're not going to play Embiid. He ended up playing. You were just a mark. Like everyone else.
No, Totals. That ain't right. Totals, that ain't right. I said, you're not playing against the number 1 seed Sixers. You're playing against torn meniscus Joel Embiid having Sixers. Very different team. Very different team.
No. It sounds like you got played by Vegas, and you went full Macamush, took the Sixers, got absolutely... blown out.
That ain't true.
Hey, we
blown out.
It was a close game, by the way. It was blown out early, pal. It was a blowout early, pal. I say you put shit in my mouth.
You could do more coke, dude.
Listen, we were resting our legs that second half. We just wanted to keep it interesting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hey, Totals. Hey, Coven Cowboy says you snort more cocaine than anybody on earth. How do you feel about that? That's what Tone Diggs just said about you, pal.
Hey, I was snorting so much on Sunday that I'm just riding this wave still. Hadn't slept. Still thinking about Clint Capella dominating Embiid down low. It doesn't matter. These were excuses
Didn't Embiid have like
created by the
39?
media ahead of time just so they could have a fallback on the Sixers. We're getting no respect.
Hey, Totals, you ain't going to stink, dude. You ain't going to stink. You're going to play against the Brooklyn Nets. You ain't going to lose. All right?
Put the CD case down, dude.
We have 2 of our best players injured right now. No one's talking about that.
Trae Young?
And Cam Reddish. Those guys
Cam Reddish is not one of your best players.
You clown. Big shout out to Totals, though, by the way, because we did get NBA into the show today.
Yeah.
Shout out to Totals. You can call back anytime, pal.
Thank you, Totals.
I believe our clock just hit some cocaine.
Yeah, it's freaking out. Even this one over here. Seems
Who's attacking the clocks? Dude, is this CONCACAF coming after America? What's going on?
What the hell's going on?
Team Pulisic.
This could be Bezos.
Hey, how about they're asking you now if you can? That's not normal, by the way. We never show the clock. That is not a normal shot of the clock. It's freaking out right now. It just started going in the middle of Total's little thing there. Hope it's back.
It's back.
We're back.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
It's back. Okay, Foxy.
There was
now
a
it's
glitch
back.
in the main
Here we go.
job, clock.
Hey, way to go, Foxy. You scared? You fucking publicly shamed that thing into acting right. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do, Foxy. Go for that clock, huh? Go for that clock.
What do you think happened, Connor? I think that maybe some stuff was being installed.
Well, you were hanging out with fucking Len Waxman or whatever this weekend, so he probably is watching right now.
And the cicadas. I couldn't even fathom the cicada avatar that guy's got in his house flying around there.
Oh.
I was at a wedding with a guy. He said he was going to hop out the window on the back of a cicada like Jacob Sully.
Oh.
And I've never laughed harder for the situation we were in at the time. It was DJ Lemmy Vice, by the way.
Shout out.
Bangers. Sean O'Malley has sent me a video. Is this a good video or a bad video? What do we know?
Good video. You think the clock was because you said Julio was questionable, potentially?
Sean O'Malley.
Critique my technique, bud. Let me know if you still got it, because I know I do.
Hey, he actually hit the fuck out of that
That
ball.
was a good boot.
6-0 Hank.
Hey, that was a fucking bomb, dude.
What's he wearing on his foot?
It's a shoe because he's about to boot a football. Looks like a Saucony, too. Not a great shoe to kick. Look at the extension. That's end over end. That's like a pooch punt you'd see from some people. Aussie rules football style. From Sugar Sean with a fucking murdered ball in the middle of a desert, it seems. I don't know why he picked that area to kick. Maybe there's a little wind behind
See a
him.
no shoe on a gravel? That's a...
Yeah, he's got to toughen it up. You know, it's like durability when you kick a bamboo for your shins.
Yeah. He's in camp right now.
But a football will hurt your foot. I mean, so he said, let me go ahead and tell you. That's a bomb,
That's
dude.
a pretty good snap, too.
Go.
Was it a full snap there? Or was it just a toss?
Let's see the snap.
No, he snapped it.
Let's get this guy in the goddamn XFL.
Oh
my God. Hey, by the way, as soon as he turned, cadence, hey! You know, there wasn't even, that was a fast get off, you know, didn't even let the defense get into their fucking stance. He turns his head right to, bang, boom. What an operation. Efficient, quick little two-step get off as well. Ball seems to fly high. Probably get a gunner down there, pin him deep. Great pooch ball here from Sugar Sean, dude. Good for him. Is that what he does, though? He just fucking out there living, just bombing balls?
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
And then he'll just get in, knock somebody out?
Yeah.
How he wants to, by the way. Remember, he knocked the guy down early with his left hand, but he already had the shirts printed for another right hand from Sugarland. So he had to let him get up. Get up. Pow! Yeah. All right, now you're dead. That guy's awesome.
Good fight.
Hey, let's get him in the XFL, the IFL, with the Canadian League up there. There's some team for sale, I've heard. In
Really?
Canada.
The Eskimos?
Edmonton?
Eskimos changed their name to the Elks.
Can't say that.
I think it's Inuit, right? Is the proper?
Uh-huh.
What are you guys doing up there, dude?
They changed their name to the Elks.
Smart. Good PR move. Let's
go Elks.
Bro, listen.
Elks up.
I know up there you guys don't care, but the Inuits do. You hear me? Can't be out here tossing around the word beep.
Yeah.
Memo.
A lot of Inuits in Canada, though, huh?
Yes, sir.
I think I watched a couple docs. Remember that year when I thought I was real smart, Nick? I started saying Inuit. I watched one documentary and I thought I was the smartest guy of all time. People would say that word. I'd shut up, please.
Hey, watch it.
Can't do what you just did. That's despicable. It's Inuit. And then they thought I was saying something rude. And then they'd Google it and I get the satisfaction of, watch the doc, dude.
That's on you.
Scumbag.
Take a hike.
They should get the word out more.
So you call it Inuit Brothers now?
You
Yeah.
can't say
Can't
that.
do that.
I'm not 100% sure how you
What does that mean? What are you describing, Zeke?
You know.
AJ,
can't say it,
great
but-
journalism.
I honestly don't.
You talking about when somebody's an Inuit brother with somebody?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's when
I
you
don't know
share,
what it means either.
You know, you
What does
and
it mean?
you had
Mabel.
sex with the same girl or guy.
Oh, okay. So, okay. All right. Thank you.
Like
Zito.
at the same time?
No.
No.
Well, that
separate
would probably
times.
classify too. Yeah.
Yes, that would.
That's in the.
Doesn't have to be that though.
That's in the.
Oh, yeah.
in the
The Eiffel Tower.
In the igloo. In the igloo.
Could be decades apart.
Eiffel Tower, Connor.
That's what he was saying.
The Inuit's big dog sled, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Iditarod.
I think Chuck would have been a good dog sled dog. My corgi I got.
Oh, yeah.
He's stubborn, got good girth to him.
Good nose, right? Knows where to go.
Can't sniff COVID, but well, maybe he can. He just hasn't found it around our house, which is good. But he's a pain in the ass. That guy. He won't come inside anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he goes outside.
Outdoor dog.
We all go inside. No, just a prick.
Oh.
He just stays outside. Come on. Nah.
On my time.
Yeah, bingo. So obviously Sam, being the incredibly caring mother that she is, she's like, no, come on. You know, like, I just shut the fucking door on him.
Yeah.
See you later.
Fine, stay out there.
Hour and a half later, he's just sitting there, you know what I mean? Welcome back into the fucking house, bud. Good to see you. I don't know how we break this dog into thinking that he's not in charge of everything. He shits everywhere. He pisses everywhere. This thing
In the
does-
house?
Huh?
In the house still?
Yeah, we can't have rugs in places because he just, nice rug you got there. Let me fucking ruin the house.
Hey, how old is he?
2. I guess this is, a terrible 2, as they say.
Oh.
Not with dogs, exactly.
Well, corgis, I think, because they're royal.
Yeah.
Fucking pricks. I love him, though. I love him.
Cute sumbitch.
He is. Yeah. Did you see the Royals had a baby? A little bit.
Yeah.
What?
Name's a little bit. I wonder if my cousin is going to try to potentially, cease and desist.
TM.
But his little bit is the name of the baby. Not a royal baby, by the way, remember, because they said we don't want to be royals anymore. So they're still covering it as if it is a royal baby, though. So I don't get it. Is it because the bloodline is still there?
Yeah. And what happens if this baby says, hey, if you guys want to be part of the royal family, fine, but I want to go back to that palace. Let me in.
Are they allowed?
Yeah, I think that baby's not on the hook for what his parents did.
On my way out this morning, my wife told me that they were reporting that a little bit, not my cousin, the
Royal baby.
Harry
Little
and
bit
Meghan,
Markle.
alleged royal baby,
Right.
could be the president in the United States and the Queen.
That's cool.
No.
First royal member of all time. But I was a royal member if the parents said we don't want to be royals. I don't know. I don't fully understand that.
We don't want to
Yeah,
be
the bloodline
royals.
plays there.
Royals, we have love, we're having baby now. They're the races over there. like we could have made that. I missed it. Big call. 17 minutes. Let me fucking go prep for it.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. There you go. Here you go. Come on now. Hey, last good call I was on. Hey, you guys saw it right there in front. Hung up on the guy 17 minutes in. We'll see how this one goes. You know what I mean, AJ?
Yeah, tell him you've been studying like Microsoft Word and all of this stuff. Windows.
It's not William Gates. It's not William Gates.
Hey, good thing we cleaned up the spill in here, too.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, because during that call, the pipe burst, so it was soaking
Studio
wet in here.
almost went up in flames.
Hey, pretty cool moment, AJ. We got it on. We'll talk about it later in life.
Oh, you got the call on video?
No. It was just a moment we could all share, because a lot of these calls happen later, I think, because a lot of people are on the left coast. So after I leave here, it's like, okay, I go home, do these calls and Zoom calls and conference calls and yada, yada, yada. God bless your soul over there. I think pollen count's high over here, especially with these cicadas. But, this one happened in the office, and it was an electrifying one. And it'll go down in the book someday, I assume. But it was a pipe burst happening in the middle of it. What was that?
Backed up sewage.
Oh, pipe burst. All right, gotta go. Yep. Sorry about it, pal. Have a good one, man. Shut the computer, and we go ahead and move on.
I mean, do you think they bought it?
I don't think anybody's ever told that guy to go fuck himself before, and I think he knows that I did. So I'm excited to see how this plans, kind of pans out in the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Hopefully someone gives him the clip.
This clip or that clip?
This clip.
He'd be too stupid to watch this clip. That guy. Yeah. Just by the way, I was, just by the conversation, the interaction that I had with the guy, it was, oh, you're an idiot. Okay. I actually had a tweet put up, that said, the opportunities for conversations I get to have with people are awesome. Things that I would never, ever expect to be in conversations, the people I would never. And then there's some conversations you talk to where everybody on the call knows that old buddy's going to be an absolute failure. Okay, you're going to be remembered as an absolute failure. And this is not, we'll revisit this later. And sometimes those happen, and it is fantastic to be a part of because it's just like, oh, you getting that job has inspired me more than you could imagine. I want to let you know if you are watching this clip, because you're a fucking stooge. And you know it, I know it, we know it. And the pipes did burst, but the shit that was flowing out of your mouth would have been much worse than anything that came out of these pipes, pal. So with that being said, I don't know if this one's going to go that way, but I hope, that's...
We'll find out.
That'd be pretty cool, you know what I mean?
Wait, you're saying so the person that is on this call sometimes that is the boss, he has other people that work for them, he or she does, and you think they know on the call that this person that has the big job is a stooge?
No, normally on the call, it's just me, one other person, and then rather high up person. I've had some conversations where I'm like, God damn, there's a reason why that person is where they are. It is fantastic to listen to. And then there's numerous conversations I've been on where I'm like, oh, okay. You were on the admission scandal, I think. I think I saw your dad and mom posting you as a crew member to get into the school that you had to have gone to get the degree to be in a position you're in. You know what I mean? It's, like that admission scandal has really changed the way, old white trash stooge walks into some of these, conversations. It's like, oh, that's very nice. You graduated from where? Did you go in the front door, side door, back door? Which one? Just so I know for future reference. Did you play water polo potentially? You did. Okay. Yeah, I know everything about you then, it's been kind of fun. It's been kind of enjoyable, inspiring, and befuddling as well, all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No matter what the profession, whatever the business company may be, it's always baffling to see sometimes huge positions where people get paid a bunch of money and then you meet the people and you think, what happened here? Like, there's a glitch in the matrix.
There's no way you. Oh, that makes sense though. Now that I start, it normally, it's like first 2 minutes of call too. Normally, I get like, all right, I'm gonna try to be respectful here, right? Because business is the right thing to do. But god damn, this person has. Hey, you're in way over your skis. I just want to let you. You are in what you have no idea. I'm in like. Listen, this is obviously a part of being in a business and doing a business and getting a chance to do what we do. It's so fucking lucky that people watch every single day and follow along with everything we got going on and in the time we're in. So I've been able to get into some of these conversations. And man, I just want to let everybody know. Steve Jobs had a quote that said, like, this entire world around you was built by people that are no smarter than you are, right? It's kind of like it's a pretty cool outlook on like life, basically. And I don't think I fully appreciated that until I met the people that are in charge of numerous places. And I'm like, you had to have fallen out of a dumb fuck tree and hit every single branch on the way down. But somehow you have ended at the top of this mountain. And I don't know how it happened. I don't know. Shout out to you, dude. All right. Shout out to you for being able to do whatever you did. But you're an absolute stooge. And I would like to no longer talk to you ever again. Have a good one. See ya. And that's, it's a normal thing. And I don't know how many people you can tell to go fuck themselves in this world, but I guess I'm going to find out. It feels like I'm going to find out in this whole thing.
If it's warranted, I think it's endless, the amount of people you can do that to.
Yep.
AJ, you've met a lot of these people too. I don't know how you don't do it. I don't know how, I assume a lot of people have talked to these people and had the same thoughts as me. And I'm thankful that I do have the gene.
Shockingly though, Pat, a lot of people in that position, speaking to them, they're blinded to it because the person has this high profile job, or they think they're this big shot, and they're blinded to how dumb the person may be.
Maybe.
It happens.
But boy, I'm not. I'm seeing squeaky clear there. Oh, I would never want to work with you ever. You. Oh, you're a fucking dumbass. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. What do we have here? Is that a Billy Shakespeare? Oh, my God.
Stooge.
Anyways, I got one of those in 10 minutes, potentially. Hopefully this one goes pretty well. Hopefully this one goes pretty well. There's been a lot of good. There's been a couple terrible. And I have no idea what the future holds. I think it's a good time to have a State of the Union. I have no idea what's going to happen. The conversations I've been in and the things that have been said, I'm like, well, I would have to do that if that happens. Can't do that. Don't want to do that. We're never going to stop the show, but man, I have no clue what the fuck's going to happen out here. And it's just ride the wave. Mm-hmm. Just going to ride the wave. You know what I mean, AJ? We're in a pretty good spot.
You are in a beautiful spot right now. You got to, as far as when SmackDown starts traveling again, good luck, man. Hopefully your health stays intact.
I think that's why we got to buy the plane. You know what I mean? But that's an entire conversation that has to happen too, AJ.
Mm-hmm. Buy the plane. You already fly private. Why do you have to? What does buying it change?
Well, because when you're flying private, you're leasing. Okay, I'm an owner. Okay, I like to own things. If I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna pay somebody else's bills. That's how I've always,
But you can let them. You could let somebody else pay the insurance and the hangar fee.
Yeah, but really, with the amount of times we've flown and the amount of questions that we've asked, we've found out that it's it is dumb for us not to own a plane at this point. So maybe people are looking at me like I'm a stooge as well, but at this point, it's we have to. And it's because we're in Indy. I know it's because we're in Indy. The airport doesn't fly everywhere. It's we can't do it. And also, I'm going to have to go places. We're going to have to go places outside of Indy to do stuff. So it's, it's like a necessity for the whole thing. But boy, it is expensive, I will say. It is expensive. It is a pricey engagement. But I love that WWE thing, man. I really enjoy it. I have so much fun. I don't know how it's going to work business-wise, but we're going to try our best to keep that thing going for sure. Try.
Should. I saw the new Boogs. Are you single-handedly making Boogs a superstar?
Okay, so I'm happy you said it that way because there's a lot of people that are saying the opposite.
What do you mean?
There's this guy named Bill Apter. Fuck off, pal.
Come on, Bill.
All right. Bill Apter had these things called the Apter Mags. He's long-time wrestling magazine writer, OG in the whole thing. And I've never heard him say anything about me or anything. I've seen him. I know he exists. He just put a tweet out the other day. First time I've ever heard him mention me or anything like that. He goes, whenever Shinsuke and he can't get to the remote quick enough because of what I do or something like that on there. So old school wrestling guy. A lot of people have a lot of appreciation for him. I mean, there's millions of people that watch wrestling. There's only 26,000 people that follow this fucking guy, but still, I guess, a pretty noted voice. So Sam Roberts, obviously. Sam Roberts quote tweeted it, stirred the pot a little bit. And then, I say, Sam, what's going on? And then, I get some other text messages from people in the business oh, Bill Apter buried you, dude. I'm like, all right, everybody, fucking relax, okay? So I do some research on a guy, told him to go fuck himself. Then he made a response video about the F-bomb that I dropped on him. And I want to let him know, I appreciate your work, sir, but F-bomb you, dude, honestly. F-bomb you, pal. Go ahead and clip this, put it out there. AJ, they hate me over there, dude. There's people that hate me. I put that tweet out. There's people that hate me in a lot of industries right now. It's pretty awesome. I mean, there's a lot of people, putting me over and enjoying that. But like when Bill Apter's coming at you, this archaic figure in wrestling is coming. That's pretty cool. Then there's obviously the radio folks. Then there's some TV folks. Then there's obviously other sports business folks that are going. I mean, it's awesome right now. It's pretty cool, but then I got to go talk to idiots in 6 minutes and try to figure out the whole future of it all. I mean,
balance it.
It's never ending, dude. It's never ending. And I'm just trying to get my golf swing good.
Hopefully, I think it would put whoever this next call is, it would really it would start them off on the right page if they said, "Hey Pat, hey, thanks for joining me. Hopefully there's not a pipe burst in the middle of this call. I'm gonna be short with you." And then like instantly you'd be like, "Oh, he's a fan of the show."
Oh, yeah. There's a couple things. Yeah. All right, we got to get out of here. It's funny you say that. We cannot elaborate on what you just said. We will update tomorrow on how conversation today goes. Hopefully it goes well. I mean, I doubt it. This particular time. I got a lot to say though to this guy. I don't know if he knows that.
Really?
I think so.
Because you're mad at the previous guy that you faked the pipe burst?
I know. I can't. Every situation's different. I got to remember that.
Different guys.
Different situations. They're not all the same.
But if you feel like you have a cross to bear.
Hey, it's cool, AJ. These conversations are really, really cool. They are really, really cool. They are. But boy,
unless they're not?
No, it's just there's some people we just got to keep going for the good of everything. We got to keep going. That's all we got to do. You know what I mean? We'll probably end up doing nothing with anybody, by the way. We'll probably end up being like, hey, we're just going to sell shirts and do a goddamn show.
Keep rolling.
That's all we're going to do. We got to figure that out too, by the way. I'd like to be able to promote our store, but it stinks. So I can't. Yeah. Got to figure that out. We'll figure that out. It's not the store that stinks. It's not Phil that stinks.
No.
It's the merch business that is potentially dealing with a massive shortage of everything. Because I don't know if you know this, they shut down everything, I guess, from everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out one day at a time.
It's hard to buy a car now, too. Unless you overpay it at Mecum, it's really hard to get a car.
Hard to get a car, hard to get a house, hard to get a plane. I'm learning. Yeah. But we're just going to keep on trucking. It is easy to get a dream vacation, by the way. Yeah. Right now, you could potentially win a dream vacation. Woo! You go watch Evan Foxy's episode 7 of Mr. Friday Night. It was released on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. There's a dream vacation up for grabs. If you watch till the end, you'll learn how to enter for it. Maybe give away 2 of those, by the way.
Ooh. Really?
I don't know. We'll see. Gotta see how many views it gets. Our vlogs do not move at all.
No, they don't.
Our vlogs do not move. No. They're not.
What is it not showing up in people's recommendations or what?
It's just not our thing, I don't think. I think like YouTube's algorithms are like, please don't fucking
stick to sports.
Yeah, excuse me. Please don't. Nah.
It's weird.
Shout out Roman, though.
Shout out. Love you, Roman.
Love you, Roman. Hey, get your men's health stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I got 4 minutes. I got to pee. I'll see you guys. See ya. Have a good one. We'll see you in Yarna. Big show. Huge.